collaboration of Eagle Radio and Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. The basketball game of the week is on air now.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome inside Maybe Arena. Henry alongside you for our game of the week. It's one of the biggest rivalries in the state of Kansas. Take center stage. When we come back, we'll hear from both head coaches, get their thoughts on the matchup, and get you back out in time for starting lineups in the opening tip. It's our game of the week. It's South and Central here in Salina, and it's right here on the Salina Post, presented by our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine and the Bennington State Bank.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Welcome back in here for pregame coverage of our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Tyler Henry alongside you, and we are joined now by Justin Ebert, head coach of your South Girls basketball team. And Coach, first and foremost, thank you so much for stopping by the pregame show and taking some time to talk with us today.
Absolutely excited for the game. So any chance to get an opportunity to talk basketball, I love doing it.
Well, and it should be a good one, but before we get into it, let's talk about your team. You guys are off to a 2-0 start, one of just 4 teams in all of Class 5A to do so, and wanted to start here. I mean, what overall would you say has been the best thing that you've seen out of your team here in these first 2 games?
You know, I'd say over the last couple of years, our team has really kind of gotten an identity of being able to get stops on the defensive end. And it's nice to see. You're always nervous going into those first couple games, what the team's going to look like and how you're going to play. So it's nice to see through 2 games we've kind of held on to that identity. We've been able to get down and guard a little bit, create some turnovers, and then finally against Junction on Tuesday, able to get out in the transition and score those easy points that the defense has led to us. So really excited to see our continued growth on the defensive end and kind of living up to the past teams that we've had on that side of the ball.
Well, and obviously, you know, again, off to a good start, but I know every coach, especially this early in the season, you're always looking to those fine margins. Where can you take another step? Where can you get better? So from games 1 and 2 to game 3 here, what are some of the biggest improvements that you're still looking to see out of your team? Where would you like to see your girls take another step?
Yeah, I'd say our biggest disappointment so far is we haven't rebounded the ball very well, both on the offensive and defensive end. Just haven't cleared enough boards to finish possessions sometimes. And offensively, you know, part of it is we shot the ball really well against Junction on Tuesday, so we didn't have a lot of opportunities to go get offensive boards. But, you know, been a little disappointed with 5 girls getting out there and rebounding the ball and get all 5 on the defense end doing it, and offensively getting at least 3 to 4 girls crashing. So that's something we focus on practice here this week, and hopefully our game against Salina Central goes a little bit different on the boards.
Well, and anytime these two link up, anytime your 2 teams play each other, it seems like all eyes do shift to Salina across the high school landscape as a whole. And it's part of the reason I ask you this question every single year. I mean, how big is this rivalry, and how much does it mean to the players in these locker rooms every year?
Yeah, I mean, there's no secret that both teams, whenever the schedules come out, you know, put a circle around this game. It's incredibly important for our girls. There's that added element of not only are we playing an opponent, but we're playing an opponent with girls that we know and girls that we might see at church on Sunday or you know, walking around or eating dinner. So there's all that little extra bragging rights carries on for an entire calendar year if you're able to get this one. So not only are a lot of them good friends with each other off the court, but there's also that little bit like, you know, that extra bite of being able to come away with the win kind of carries significance for 365 days.
Well, and there is another piece of this that it's kind of changed as far as the dynamics of the rivalry are concerned. Obviously, there's always a world where you guys could run into each other at the Salina Invitational Tournament. That is always just kind of up in the air. But as far as, you know, the scheduled games that you're guaranteed, this is the only matchup on the calendar between you two. Take place here at the neutral site at Kansas Wesleyan. How has that kind of shifted it? And does it almost feel like this game means a little bit more knowing you might only see these guys once?
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, you get one shot at them. You're only guaranteed the one chance, and you can't miss. Last year, we started the game, and we struggled early, but we were able to fight back and kind of had control of the game going into the fourth quarter and lost that lead, and our girls were devastated because we didn't know if we'd get another opportunity. So it adds that little extra incentive to be ready to play this game, even though it's early in the year, because you might not get another shot at your rival, and that's something that you want to kind of check off your season checklist is beating your crosstown rival.
Well, and year to year, the players, the faces, the names, they have a tendency to change. But these are coaches that you're familiar with. I'm sure you're familiar at this point with Coach Fear. I mean, what are some of the things that always kind of tend to present themselves every time you play against a Central team?
3 years ago, they had a really talented class, but part of the reason was that they could just knock down shots. Same thing with the group of girls we're going to play here coming up is they're girls that have spent a lot of time in the gym, have been in games, and last year they had girls kind of step up who weren't girls that were on the scouting report as shooters and knocked down a couple shots against us. So that's kind of been a focus defensively for us, is make sure that we're contesting shots, especially around the three-point line.
When you scout this year's version of Salina Central, what are some of the biggest things that kind of stand out to you right away that you guys have kind of noticed and put into your prep this week?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of had the added benefit that they're bringing basically back their entire team. So we kind of know who they are, and even though there's obviously a lot of growth by a lot of girls, we kind of have a good personnel scout on them that a lot of times you don't have going into early games like this. So that's a little added benefit. They continue to grow and get better. Obviously, they have a really good point guard that kind of runs the show in Callan Hall. She's an incredible leader for them and kind of makes them go. But they got a lot of nice pieces that have a lot of varsity experience, so it'll be a tough challenge for us.
You talk about kind of the shooting capabilities that this team has, and I was curious, when you look at Salina Central offensively, like you said, a lot of known pieces, a lot of players that are back. What are the biggest challenges that they present as an offense, and where will your defense have to be strong just to make their lives a little bit more difficult?
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges is this team that they have on the court this year is going to be a five-out kind of guard-oriented offense. So we have to be really good at our fundamental defense and positioning off the ball. They do a really good job of cutting to the rim, and if our girls fall asleep a little bit on the backside, we're going to give up easy buckets. So it's kind of a shell defense, shell drill defense for us. But really got to be aware of where girls are off the ball, because they do a really good job getting themselves open. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. There's going to be a lot of space in the paint. That's one of their advantages. They have some quick guards and some athletes, and one of our disadvantages is that
the strengths of this Salina Central defense, and what will be kind of the biggest keys for your offense to attack that?
Yeah, one of the nice things that they do defensively is they really pressure the ball. They like to get out in the full court and put in kind of a man and a little bit of a zone press at you, and it forces our girls to really take care of the ball for 94 feet. And we have some pieces on the offensive end that I feel like we're up for the challenge. We thought we were up for the challenge last year, but made some mistakes late in that first game that cost us against their full court press. So that's something that we've, again, been repping and practicing and going over, and hopefully our girls are ready to perform and handle that stress that they're going to put on us for 32 minutes.
Well, Coach, we've talked a little offense, we've talked a little defense, but overall, when you have to break it down into a couple of the biggest points, what would you say are the biggest keys to the game? What does your team have to do to knock off your rival and move to a perfect 3-0 to start the year?
Yeah, I think our biggest key defensively, like I said, is being locked in for the entire game, especially off the ball. But they like to get out and run, so defensive transitions could be huge for us, not giving up easy buckets, easy layups in transition. And then offensively, we got to take advantage of our size. We have nice pieces. Peyton Fritz has been able to kind of establish herself down low. And as a team that we're playing that doesn't really have a lot of size, we got to be able to dominate the boards and dominate the paint.
Sounds good. Well, Coach, thank you again for your time. Best of luck to your team tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Once again, that was Justin Ebert, head coach of your Salina South girls basketball team. We'll step away, but when we come back, the pregame show rolls on right here on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
When acute pain become abnormal chronic pain. Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Welcome back in here on the pregame show. It's the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, and we're joined now by Chris Fear, head coach of your Salina Central girls basketball team. And Coach, first and foremost, thank you so much for stopping by the show and talking with us today.
Yeah, excited. This is always a really fun game, and so definitely my pleasure.
Well, looking forward to getting into it here in just a moment. But before we do, a split to start your season. You faced some early challenges, but overall, what would you say has been kind of the best thing that you've seen out of your team here in these first two games?
Well, yeah, it's been the tale of two for sure. I think I don't know necessarily, and I mean that because we played pretty well on Friday night, and then a lot of things we did well there did not happen for us at all on Tuesday, and I'm disappointed in that because we've got a group that's pretty experienced, and we got knocked down a little bit on Tuesday, and took us too long to get up, and so I think I think the thing that we've come back then since then, and I think we've prepared pretty well. So I guess maybe that's the best thing that I've seen is that, our team is, we took some information that did not go real well for us. And I think that we've moved forward and made some improvements. So, I know it's not a sexy thing. It's not necessarily a thing that's on the floor, but it's maybe the most important thing for us moving forward.
Well, and ironically, maybe this becomes the easier of the two questions here at the top to answer. But, from games 1 and 2 to game 3, what are some of the biggest improvements that you want or maybe need to see out of your team here?
Yeah, we need to do a better job offensively. We got too quick on Tuesday night. A lot of one-pass shots and shots that were guarded, and we need to work a little bit harder there to get really open shots. And this is an unselfish group, so I think that we're going to be able to do that. But I think for us, that's we need to be able to, if we can score, effectively, or at least make the defense work with our defensive pressure, that's helpful. But if we don't make that defense work at all, then they're going to be fresh and be able to get after it on the other end. So I think really just making the defense work, get good quality shots for us. If we do that, we should be in pretty good shape.
I know that I ask you this question every year, and I know the answer doesn't change all that much, but at the same time, this is one of the biggest rivalries, not only just in our area, but really across the state of Kansas. How big is that? How big is it to the players in these locker rooms, and how has the dynamic kind of changed with only one official game on the schedule outside of the SID?
Well, yeah, the one game, that's a different deal. We had that, last year for the first time, and it's, so you better be ready if you want the bragging rights, and you're only guaranteed one. And I guess I can't speak for them, but I can certainly speak for us that it is incredibly meaningful for us. And we don't hide it. I mean, I tell them it's not just another game. This is an important one, and it's one that they remember. And not everybody gets this type of a rivalry where they're in your town, and you've done things with them, and them, and competed against them in other sports, and so it matters, and it matters a lot, and you want to be on the winning side of that.
obviously a ton of familiarity with these, players growing up and oftentimes playing basketball with each other on youth teams and, playgrounds and all that good stuff. But I know there's also a lot of familiarity between the coaches in this rivalry. Obviously, year 3 across town for Justin Ebert. Year in and year out, what are the things that you've just kind of come to expect out of a Justin Ebert Salina South team?
Well, and Justin was on staff when Ryan Stewart was coaching there too, and they're going to play really hard. And they're going to do their homework. They're going to have us scouted really, really well. They're going to know our stuff. They're going to have a plan for how to attack us. And it just seems like they always play really, really well against us. And we've had great games against them, and very, very competitive games. And they've gotten us a couple times, and they've gotten us good a couple times. So. They're going to be ready. They're going to play. They're going to play one of their better games of the year. I don't think there's any question. And certainly, I hope that happens for us too. But I'm confident that that's what they're going to do.
Well, speaking of homework, let's talk about a little bit of the homework that you guys have done on them. When you have a chance to watch this year's Salina South team on tape, they come in here at 2-0. I mean, what are some of the things that stand out to you right away about this year's Cougars?
Yeah, they have. They're off to a great start, and I think the win at Eisenhower was a really good one. They've got they're going to play. They're going to play man pressure, kind of half court. It's what they've done so far. They're going to get into you. They've got pretty athletic guards, some quickness there. The difference maker for them is Fritz. In the post at 6'3", and we don't have anybody even close to that, and so that's a really important deal for us to try to figure out how we're going to defend her and what we can do with them. Just because we don't, she's a good 5-6 inches taller than our tallest player, so that's an advantage they have and something we have to try to overcome. But they're playing well. I'm sure they got some confidence, and they'll be ready for this game because they always are.
I know defensively, this is a Salina South team that, we hear it year in and year out. High pressure, high motor. They want to get the ball up the floor. I mean, what are some of the biggest challenges that they present as a defense? And I know maybe you alluded to it earlier, but what does your offense have to do to kind of start clicking early and often against them?
Yeah, they do. They make things difficult on you because they're gonna get into you. They're gonna switch the ball screens, and they're gonna switch. A lot of times they just switch all the perimeters anyway, and so. It makes it a little more difficult to run your normal stuff, but you just have to be really tough with the ball. You got to be strong with it. You can't be loose with it, or they're going to knock it away. You got to be strong with the ball, and for us, it's probably going to take 3, 4, 5, 6 passes in the half court before we get the shot that we want, and that's been something. The other night we didn't do a good job of that. We had too many really quick shots, so hopefully. And they're going to make us do it. So I think that's good for our development. But we're going to need to execute offensively and get shots, and we need to knock some in. There's no question about that.
Well, I know we've talked a little offense, we've talked a little defense, but when you have to break it all down and kind of condense it into the top few points, what would you say are the biggest keys to the game here? What does Salina Central have to do to get another big win in this rivalry series?
Well, we need to take care of the ball. We need to have it. I don't want to get, we can't give them, easy possessions. And then we have to be competitive rebounding. I think, and I think as far as size and quickness, there's a lot of things that are pretty even other than Fritz in the post. And so we got to try to just be competitive there, fight for it. We can't let them have just an unbelievable advantage on the board. If we can do some things, rebounding the ball and take care of it, I think we'll at least have an opportunity to win the game in the fourth quarter.
Sounds good. Well, Coach, thank you as always for your time. Best of luck to your Mustangs tonight.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right. Once again, that was Chris Fear, head coach of your Salina Central girls basketball team. We'll step away, but when we come back, pregame rolls on. It's the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, and it's brought to you tonight by the Bennington State Bank.
Gabe with Sage Products in Salina, offering industrial strength products that get the job done right. We are featuring hospital grade disinfectant sprays, wipes, and hand sanitizers to keep you safe this time of year. We carry toilet paper with a large assortment of hand towels. Check out our private line of colorful products like Mom's Streak Free Glass Cleaner or our friendly Amazing Green Bowl Cleaner. Go online to sageselects.com. Visit our 9th Street location location in Salina or call 309-1919.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local community involved.
This is Eagle Radio Basketball Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
And with that, I want to welcome you back inside here at Maybe Arena. Tyler alongside you as we get set for basketball action. It's our Game of the Week, and it's right here on the Salina Post Sports Network as both teams get some final instruction here in the huddle. We are just about ready to get this one underway. And still making a couple of last-second audio tweaks here as we get set to, again, bring you one of the best rivalries in high school basketball here in the state of Kansas. Salina Central comes into this game at 1-1 here on the women's side. Salina South comes in at 2-0 and has a little bit of a point to prove here in this game. South looking to reverse what has been really a Central-heavy lineup of victories here in recent memory, but we're just about ready to get this one underway. We'll get you starters in just a moment. In the jump circle, it's Elle Dennick for Salina Central. It's Peyton Fritz for Salina South. The ball's in the air, and we are underway as South wins the opening tip. They'll run the ball down to the backcourt, and here we go. Your starting five for Salina South. It's Elle Barth, Brooklyn Jordan, Tamia Cheeks, Mercedes Tarver, and Peyton Fritz. This is Brooklyn Jordan with a little feed underneath. That goes no good, though, by Peyton Fritz. And here come the Lady Mustangs. For Salina Central, it's Callan Hall, Tyler Vidrickson, Sanaya Triplett, Elle Denning, and Asby Peckham. Those are your starting fives for both teams. Salina Central settling into some offense here, looking to get things started and get on the board first. And this a hotly contended rivalry game here at a neutral site, the only game on the regular season schedule between these two, and perhaps some early nerves as this ball is laid off the side of the backboard. We've got our first jump ball possession arrow very early on, and it does point in favor of the Lady Mustangs. Central goes back to work, had an open three-pointer, they turn it down, now a drive to the inside and a block by Peyton Fritz. My goodness. We heard from both coaches about Peyton Fritz and her ability to impact this game. And early on here, her impact already being felt. So here we go. Salina Central goes back to work. They go baseline with Callan Hall. Cross-court pass, swinging around into the corner. Looking to get something going here, and it's going to be stolen away, and here come the Lady Cougars. That ball stolen by sophomore guard Brooklyn Jordan, quickly back down the floor into the hands of Tamia Cheeks. Cheeks is pressured, picked up on the outside. Ball goes out of bounds. They say last touch by South, and we've had a lot more turnovers here early on than I think we bargained for. Both teams coughing it up ad nauseum here. Only the first couple of minutes gone by, and this is, again, about what you come to expect. Both teams play such a high-pressure defense that it really can be disorienting at times, just trying to get your feet under you. And a whistle and a travel as Central's going to turn this over. Caught with the walk that time is Callan Hall. We remain scoreless. Salina Central back to work on defense with that full court press. Elle Barth fires the ball up the floor. This finds the hands of Mercedes Tarver. Tarver kicks this in the corner. Peyton Fritz will fire a three. That's off the mark, no good. And the rebound pulled in here. Central back the other way, quickly up the floor here. Once again with Sanaya Triplett. Triplett steps on the break, swings this around onto the left wing. Three-pointer on the way. Yes, sir. And the first bucket of the night belongs to Salina Central, as they will dial up the full court press again. Had to check to make sure it is in fact a three-pointer. So all three Picked up there, and South got to get the ball across the timeline here. This pressure is starting to get to them already, running out of time, and they will not avoid the 10-second call. That is absolutely huge. Salina Central is going to force yet another early turnover here. And a chance now for the Lady Mustangs to extend their three-point lead. That three-pointer earlier, courtesy of Asby Peckham. 5 points a game, off to a good start. And once again, here come the Lady Mustangs. Salina Central will swing this around back to the top of the key, into the hands of Asby Peckham. Peckham picks it up on the left wing. Now a handoff to Callan Hall. Hall fires a three. Yes, sir! Another big-time three, this time for Callan Hall. And it's a 6-0 run to start the game, and another turnover forced here. South going to make their first sub as they will bring in Honesty McNeil. She will come in to replace Peyton Fritz. Boy, it's a dream start for Salina Central. A main three, a forced turnover, a main three, and now another forced turnover. And the Lady Mustangs looking to take the early advantage here. It's a packed house. Here's a lob down low, another kick out. They'll turn down the three, hand it off once again, this time on the left wing. Going to work here is Tyler Vidrickson. She'll kick this to Triplett. Triplett tries a three. That's no good, and the rebound does come down to Salina South. They almost lose it, however. And El Barth is going to have the ball tipped away. It's out of bounds. And they say it stays with Salina South. Obviously, we are on video tonight. Excuse the old radio guy in me, but Salina South comes out in their all-white jerseys with the green numerals trimmed in gold for Salina Central. It's the all-maroon jerseys, black numerals trimmed in white. And a whistle and a foul going to be called here as they will get that one on Callan Hall. It is her first. Another sub will be made here. Briley Moses is up and off the bench here for Salina South. South just trying to get the ball across the timeline. It's been a little while since they got the ball into a half-court set, but here we go. Now they're immediately trapped. A whistle and a foul going to be called, and that goes on Tyler Vidrickson. So Vidrickson will collect what is just her first. It's two quick ones on Salina Central. And Salina South will inbound it with sophomore Briley Moses here just in front of the scorer's table. They will do so to Tamia Cheeks. Cheeks turns the corner, wants to go baseline, now kicks it back out to Peyton Fritz, freshly back into the ball game. Fritz goes on the outside. This is Brooklyn Jordan in between the circles. Jordan wants to step in herself, puts up an awkward shot, too strong. Fritz there for the rebound, and the stick back has Salina South on the board. That is what being 6'2" will do. We talked about it before the game began. Peyton Fritz, the only player on either roster officially above the 6-foot mark. And the offensive glass is where she has really made her impact throughout the course of the season. Callan Hall back to work now. Both teams, again, very early on, both in this ball game, but also in their respective seasons. Here's another three-pointer for Salina Central. That one a little too strong, and a foul on the rebound attempt. And that's going to go against El Denning. For Denning, it's just her first. They've done a good job of spreading them out so far tonight. Got to get that under control here. But Central's still going with the full court press, and that's going to be a quick steal and an easy bucket laid in by El Denning. Boy, piece of cake that time for the senior, and it's another bucket. It's an 8-2 lead here for Central. Kick in the corner, another three-pointer for Fritz. It's a bad air ball. They will swing this back around, though. Another three-pointer flies. That's no good for Briley Moses. And it's out of bounds. Salina Central will take over the basketball. South just looks a little out of sorts right now. Central imposing their will. And this is what we talked about. And it was always going to be an interesting setup between these two. South coming in perhaps with a little something to prove. And Central with a backdoor cut to Sanaya Triplett, but she is fouled on her way to the cup and will head to the line here to shoot a pair. Central's won each of the last 5 contests. Salina South looking to get the ball back in their court, so to speak. And the first free throw is up and good. Second free throw, no good, but an offensive rebound is pulled away. And going back up is Sanaya Triplett. Gets 1 free throw. She's now got 3 points. South throws the ball away, but they are able to save it down in the corner. And another turnover, as they say South put the ball on the sideline. And Central forcing all sorts of mayhem. Full timeout going to be called here as South wants to talk it over. We'll step away for a moment here as well. When we come back, it's more of your game of the week, Salina South and Salina Central, right here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
Committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and investing in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown partners. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank, member FDIC.
And with that, I want to welcome you back inside Maybe Arena. Tyler Henry alongside you. Also want to take this moment to remind you that coverage of tonight's game is brought to you by our good friends at the Bennington State Bank. And a lot of good things happening at the Bennington State Bank. Be sure to check out their Christmas open houses. A couple of dates you can still check in for. In Lucas, the open house is going to be on Tuesday, December 12th. In Minneapolis on Wednesday, December 13th. In Bennington on Thursday, December 14th. Abilene on Friday, December 15th. And Sylvan Grove on Wednesday, December 20th. Here it is Friday, December 8th, and it is a 8-point lead. I'm making a 9-point lead with that free throw for Salina Central. They've got the lead and the basketball. They will walk the ball across the timeline here. Kick this off to Sanaya Triplett on a drive. Her shot no good. Fritz fighting for the rebound, but the Central Mustangs able to pull it down. Back on the outside, this is Triplett on the right wing. 3:05 to go. A little miscommunication, and Central will throw the basketball away right in between a pair of players. But if you're Central, you got to be happy with the work you've gotten out of your team defensively. They have been excellent so far in this game. Central once again looking to dial up that full court press. Long outlet pass is going to be tipped away, but right back to the player who lost it. Shot on the way, no good there for Brooklyn Jordan, but Tamia Cheeks able to run it down. Gets it back out to Elle Barth at the top of the key. Now they go inside the paint. Tough take there, but Peyton Fritz has got another bucket. She has all 4 of the points so far tonight for Salina South. 11-4, our score. Salina Central in the driver's seat here. Wide open three-pointer will fly. That's no good. Easy rebound there for Peyton Fritz. And a chance here for the Cougars with 2:16 remaining in the quarter. Brooklyn Jordan on the basketball here in between the circles. Picked up and now hands it off to Elle Barth on the outside. Barth trying to work on this, left to right, hands it off once again to Jordan, penetrates to the inside, now gives it up to Tarver. Tarver a kick out to Barth, thought about a 3, turned it down. South still working through offense, dumps it inside to Fritz, and a foul on the floor will give a chance here for Salina South to inbound this, as they say Fritz was fouled as they were trying to get it into her. Not a bad idea, all things considered, as a couple of players will check out here for Central. Elle Denning is out, as is Malin Owen. Callan Hall returns to the floor. And again, it's South to inbound this. They do so to Tamia Cheeks. Cheeks has it in the short corner, and she is tripped for her trouble by Tyler Vidrickson. For Vidrickson, that should be her second foul. And it is.
Second personal foul, team foul number 5.
So 2 on Vidrickson here. For what it's worth, it's also the 5th foul committed by Salina Central, and that means 2 free throws coming up here for Salina South. And that's a new development this year, as they have gone away from 1-1. It's all double bonus now. Officials conferring about something here, I think they're just making sure that the foul was given to the right player. Initially, they put it up on the board as if it was on Malin Owen, but they did get it fixed, and I believe we're all good to go here. Tamia Cheeks at the free throw line, her first free throws of the day. And the first one, soft off back iron and in, will help Salina South to trim the lead just a bit. Riley Moss will return to the floor here for Mercedes Tarver. Meanwhile, Tyler Vidrickson with those 2 fouls will check out. And Central will get Asby Peckham back in to replace her. Second free throw, Sanaya Triplett on the way, off back iron, no good. Central pulls down the rebound, still leading the way, 11-5 here in this game. Triplett wanted to go coast to coast. Ball's going to be fought for on the floor. I believe we're going to have another tie-up. This time the jump arrow will point in favor of Salina South. And the Lady Cougars will take over with 1:39 left to go here in quarter number 1. Plenty of action on our Salina Post Sports Network tonight. Earlier today, some games between Chapman and Bishop Ward. Right now, other games happening right now. Let's see. Salina Sacred Heart against Rossville and Chapman. Also Southeastern Saline taking on Beloit. South and Central, it's a bounce pass underneath, and they're going to call that a kick ball. That might be a lucky break for Brooklyn Jordan, who would have given the ball away, but fortunately did so right into the foot of a player in the lane. So Brooklyn Jordan will get it in here. She will do so to Tamia Cheeks. Those two have been on the same page all night. Kick out once again to Jordan. Steps to the inside, hands off to El Barth, a whistle and another foul. And this time it's going to be offensive. It is against Brooklyn Jordan. And it's a 6-point lead. Staying with the basketball in 1:54 remaining. Here in quarter number 1. Central will put it a play here. Wonder if they might want to milk some clock. Leading it big here early on. Here's a turnaround jumper. 3 on the way, no good. Won't connect there for Ashley Peckham, and the rebound is taken in by Honesty McNeil. McNeil up the floor to Brooklyn Jordan, speeding into the lane, kicks it back out. Long 2-pointer flies, it's an air ball, but a foul on the rebound. It's going to go against Salina South. That will be their 3rd as a team. And more importantly for Central, it's on Peyton Fritz. It's only her first foul, but if Central could get Peyton Fritz in a little foul trouble, that would be just what the doctor ordered. The less time she spends on the floor, the better off Salina Central will be tonight. Final minute of the opening quarter. Players get tripped up here. Now another fight on the floor, and another jump ball will keep it here with Central. Central looking to inbound this here with Elle Denning on the sideline. Denning wanting to get this to Kendall Gary, can't find her. Instead, we'll get it in here to Char Waltman. And another foul here. I wouldn't say these have all been ticky-tack, but we've had a lot of those reach-in fouls that sometimes you'll see officiating crews let go, and other times, not so much. And it's been the latter case tonight. Brooklyn Jordan picks up her second. South can ill afford to lose. Here's a little backdoor cut and an easy lay-in for Char Waltman. And now another steal, chance for even more. Waltman pulls in the rebound off the miss. And here comes South the other way with Tamia Cheeks, who is going to be blocked away. It'll stay with South, but a big block will keep points off the board. And the lead remains 13-5, Salina Central. Final 30 seconds of the opening quarter here in a hard-fought battle, but Central firmly in the driver's seat. Cheeks in some trouble on the baseline, and she will be fouled on a shot that hits the side of the backboard. That foul's going to go against Elle Denning for Denning. That might be her second. And that is her second. Cheeks at the line once again. Her first free throw is out and no good. Free throws have been hard to come by for both teams in this game. Chance for Tamia Cheeks to trim the lead down just a bit. Second free throw is good. Cheeks with 2 points tonight, both off free throws. Salina Central, I would imagine, going to want to take the final shot of the first quarter. They will swing this back around to Char Waldman, now into the corner as Peckham has it. Works her way back to the left wing. Peckham a handoff now to Callan Hall. Hall has it, straightaway distance. And actually, correction, that's Sanaya Triplett. Triplett lost it. Cheeks comes up with it. Time down to 2. Down to 1. A quarter court heave. And it is good. Boy, the biggest bucket of the quarter comes for Tamia Cheeks at the horn. And out of absolutely nowhere, it's a 4-point game. We will step away, but when we come back, your game of the week resumes. You're catching it right here on the Salina Post Sports Network, and it's brought to you by the Bennington State Bank.
The Ram Black Friday sales event is your chance to save big on Marshall Motors and Salina. Get 10% off MSRP on 23 Ram 1500. On the heavier side, get up to $15,000 off the 23 Ram 2500. Shop everything Ram and find your new truck at the Black Friday sales event at Marshall Motors in Salina and online at marshallmotors.com.
Open and waiting for you this weekend.
This is Eagle Radio Basketball Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
And with that, we are back. Second quarter underway. Salina South and Salina Central. It's a Mayor's Cup matchup here on the Salina Post Sports Network. Tamia Cheeks, who had the big three-pointer just before the break, will dump it off down low. Peyton Fritz goes up. Count the bucket and the foul, and unbelievably, Salina South can make this a 1-point game. South looked dead in the water at one point. This was a 13-4 game, but it's a big Lady Cougar run. They have come back from the brink here, and Peyton Fritz with this free throw will in fact cut the lead down to 1. We've got a brand new ball game on our hands here. As Central back to work looking for something on offense. They've gone ice cold all of a sudden. Ball deflected out, three-pointer flies. No good that time for Callan Hall, and another rebound is pulled in here by the Lady Cougars. Salina South back down the floor again here on a neutral site. It's a packed house. You gotta love the energy as the Salina community is turned out, and Peyton Fritz is going to give the Cougars the lead. It's been all Fritz and Cheeks, the only two scorers tonight for Salina South. A chance to reclaim the lead. Central will fire a three. That's off the mark for Elle Denning. And we've got some kind of a stoppage here. They'll give the ball back to South, but Peyton Fritz, like I said, working on a big night. Already 9 points for her. And we are just underway here in quarter number 2. Elle Barth goes down low. This is Tamia Cheeks. Her shot too strong. Ball popped back off and right back to Fritz, who will kick it back out to Mercedes Tarver. Tarver steps in, puts up a floater, can't get the shot to go, and the rebound is taken in by Sanaya Triplett. Triplett, good backdoor cut, but a little too strong on the shot. Ball clean going around, kicks back out, finds the hands of Vidrickson. That had to have been bothered, and it was a foul. Question is it 2 free throws or 3 on the foul for Elle Barth? Will just be 2, as they say she was inside the arc. And the first free throw is up and in for Tyler Vidrickson. Anyone that's ever watched this rivalry game in years past had to know for Central, for South, it didn't matter who took the first lead. It was never going to be that easy. Second free throw. Bank is open. And with that, we are back to a 1-point Central lead. Vidrickson gets them both. South facing the pressure once again. Will walk the ball across the timeline. They've got it right now into the hands of Peyton Fritz. Fritz with her back to the basket from the three-point line. Good movement here for South. This is Tarver on the baseline. And she is going to be fouled, they say, on the floor. That foul goes on Shar Waltman. Still a 15-14 lead. Slip screen underneath. Shot on the way, no good. And another fight for the ball underneath. And another jump ball. This time the arrow does point Central.
Jump ball possession will go to the Lady Mustangs.
So the Lady Mustangs with a chance to bring it back across here. One of the premier point guards in the area. Hands it off now on the outside to Cheeks. Swing pass into the corner. This is Waltman. Waltman goes back on the right wing to Vidrickson. Swinging around once again. Finds Hall. Now they go baseline. And just kind of lost there. And yeah, it's out of bounds. Officials are going to confer on this. Call on the floor is South basketball, but I don't know. From down here, it was kind of hard to see. And Central will, in fact, keep it. Again, the Lady Mustangs have won the last 5 opportunities over the last 3 years, including a couple of games in the Salina Invitational Tournament. Callan Hall makes the motion, fires out to Triplett. Triplett, a three, in and out, no good. Fight for the rebound, whistle, and a late foul going to be called. I think that's going to be on Peyton Fritz. If it is, that will be her second. And it will be. Actually, quick correction, that is on Brian Moss. It is also her second. But that's something that South can afford a little bit more, as the first free throw is up and in for Malin Owen. Another free throw coming for Owen. She got them both. 5 made free throws tonight for Salina Central. 5:40 left to go here. Steal, pass to Triplett, layup on the way and in. 5 points for Salina Triplett. She leads the Lady Mustangs. That pressure has led to a lot of big buckets, and yeah, there's an easy travel call as Mercedes Tarver caught in between wanting to pass it and wanting to keep it, and took a step after picking up her dribble. So another baseline inbound coming here for the Lady Mustangs. And they will get this in back on the outside and into the hands of Vidrickson. Here's a three-pointer from Callan Hall. High shot, and they say the ball bounces off the basket support. By rule, automatically turned over to the other team. Still a 5-point lead for Salina Central. South with the basketball. It's going to be deflected. They do manage to keep it. Somehow it's another three, and it's another air ball for Peyton Fritz. Doesn't seem to be Fritz's shot, but shooting it with a lot of confidence tonight. As South now dumps it down, she is triple teamed, kicks out to El Barth, who fires a three and splashes it home. Boy, you put 3 bodies on Peyton Fritz inside, someone's going to be open. And that time around, it was El Barth. 4 left to go, Central backboard. Swing pass to Vidrickson, another three-pointer. There would be your answer. Instead, a rebound, second chance no good. Ball is on the baseline. Who they're giving the ball to down the far end of the floor. It is Central who will keep the possession. And they will get it in quickly to Malin Owen. Long two-pointer from the backside. No good. Rebound pulled in by El Barth. And South finally in transition, not having to fear the press. Now to Cheeks, swinging back around to Barth, who knocked down the three-pointer on the last possession. Barth trying to motion some traffic here. Back to Tarver on the right wing. Tarver comes inside. Now goes back to Cheeks. A lot of rotation. Ball being poked away and out of bounds. Charles Walton just slapping away. It's been a close game, but that's the game so far. Great moment. With another basket on the other end. And Salina Central back on the basketball. Tie ball game, 19 apiece. A three-pointer for the lead, not this time, and the rebound taken in here. As El Barth will walk it back across the timeline. This is Tamia Cheeks, who fires at the rim and cannot quite get it to go. Callan Hall, cross-court pass, Sanaya triplet, tries another three, no good, rebound Cheeks. Perhaps a flop, perhaps contact, either way, getting back on the other end. With some good speed there with Salina South. Trying to get this in here, and it's thrown into the central bench. So a turnover on Salina South. Still working it around here, back into the hands of Callan Hall. Hall on the right wing. Back now to turned it down. Good movement around the perimeter here. Vidrickson lost her handle. Peyton Fritz comes up with it. And once again, here comes Salina South. Good move there for Barth to create some space and another foul inside. And we'll see who that's on. Second on Maitland Owen. In here to Cheeks, baseline drive, try to reverse layup, but was denied by Sanaya triplet. My goodness. Central back to work here once again with Vidrickson on the wing. Now to the top of the key, back to Vidrickson again, pump fake on a three. Final 2 minutes of the opening half in a tie ball game between Salina South and Salina Central. Back here on the inside, this is Asby Peckham. Peckham is double teamed. Coach Beer yelling for timeout, won't get it. Three-pointer flies, that's no good. And a foul and a fired up Callan Hall is going to go to the line. Boy, my worked out best that ended up not being much as good as it was. Seems to be 3 free throws out of the set. First free throw is up and no good. Second free throw up and good. Third free throw, actually second. So you heard Coach Fear earlier wanting the lane violation. He did get it, which means that Vidrickson, or rather Callan Hall, got a bonus free throw. So this now, the official third free throw of the trip, it's on the way and it is good. Minute 34 left to go. Lead is now 2 points for the Lady Mustangs. And Salina South back down the floor here, trying to make something out of this. South will fire it out to Elle Barth. Barth now goes into Tamia Cheeks. Here's a three-pointer. Another air ball. They cannot get that three ball going tonight. They'll swing it back around to the shooter. That's Brooklyn Jordan. Jordan a handoff to Cheeks. They want to go down low. And another foul as Peyton Fritz is getting swarmed underneath. There is Tamia Cheeks left all by her lonesome underneath. Boy, the defense fell asleep for Salina Central. We're inside the final minute. Central with the basketball, game back to even here, 21-21. Kick out in the corner, swinging around Callan Hall, now back into the hands of Sanaya Triplett. Triplett on the wing, back to the top. Hall thought about a three, turns it down, jump step to the inside. Now gives it up, gets it back off to Triplett again. Triplett wants to penetrate, shut down quickly. Now back to Kendall Gary. Gary in here to Peckham. Wants to step back out and run a play. If Central wants, Coach Fear calling for timeout again, won't get it. Three-pointer on the way. That rattles out no good. Rebound taken in by Brooklyn Jordan. Second time tonight that Coach Fears wanted a timeout and the officials do not oblige. Chance here for Salina South to get one last shot up and potentially take the lead. Final 4 seconds, down to 3. Lob it inside. This is Fritz. And Peyton Fritz will be fouled and go to the line to shoot a pair here before halftime. Here's the bigger issue with all of that. Allegedly, that is Maylin Owens' 4th foul of the game. And if that's the case, that's a huge, huge blow to Central. On kind of a bonus possession, if you want to call it that, as Fritz gets the first free throw here. So Owen checks out with the 4 fouls. 0.4 seconds, not going to be enough for either team to get anything up. This is the last shot of the half, and it falls out on a missed free throw by Peyton Fritz. So here we are at the half, 22-21. Salina South leads it, but only by 1 point. We will step away for our halftime break, but I'm sure you may have noticed some audio issues here. This is our first official game of the week on this kit. We will do our best to fix the audio issues here during the break, so please bear with us as we try to make your experience as good as we can here. Again, we will step away for a break. When we return, it's the second half of play. Cougars lead it 22-21 over the Mustangs. Here on the women's side, you're listening to the Salina Post Game of the Week.
Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and now we want to hire you. 8th in Salina is growing. From truckers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, Impact has your next career. For more details, visit the Salina benefits.
treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialist will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Gabe with Sage Products in Salina, offering industrial strength products that get the job done right. We are featuring hospital-grade disinfectant sprays, wipes, and hand sanitizers to keep you safe this time of year. We carry toilet paper with a large assortment of hand towels. Check out our private line of colorful products like Lump Streak-Free Glass Cleaner or our friendly Amazing Green Bowl Cleaner. Go online to sageselects.com. Visit our 9th Street location in Salina or call 309-1919.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina. Owned by a group of local community-involved physicians.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for?
The only thing I can think of, I think this is for
Where the caps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, give us a call today.
Winter travel can be treacherous if your tires are worn out. Stay safe with an inspection at Commercial Tire Company. What is also about inflation in your tires? Today, your tires. Commercial Tire will help keep you safe. Repairs that aren't tire related are automotive and diesel mechanics. We'll fix it right. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North Diagonal Line.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
The winter season may be here, but paintball fun is still waiting for you at Elite Sports. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, located 5 miles south of Salina, is open for special winter hours. Get the group together and visit the sports facilities this winter from 11 until 4. Elite Sports features low impact paintballs for the beginners or little ones, so everyone can have more fun. Visit them online at salinapaintballcomplex.com. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, open and waiting for you this weekend.
The Jeep Black Friday sales event is your chance to save big all month long. This is Dean at Marshall Motors in Salina. Take 10% off MSRP on the 23 Grand Cherokee. If it's a Jeep Gladiator you've been looking at, now you can get up to $14,000 off a new Jeep Gladiator Sport. Shop everything Jeep, new and pre-owned. Save big at the Black Friday sales event at Marshall Motors in Salina and online at marshallmotor.com.
It's the holidays, the most glorious time of the year. Friends and family coming to your home to celebrate with dinner, drinks, and a terrible, horrendous smell. What is that? That is your septic system backing up into your home and making your holiday stink. If you haven't had your septic system pumped out and cleaned in the last 3 years, you're asking for trouble. Call Salina Septic Service today, and we will make sure your holiday is jolly and bright. Salina Septic Service, wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas and worry-free holiday season.
It's the holiday season, and that means holiday gifts for you from Salina Medical Aesthetics. Now through the end of the year, purchase 1 syringe of filler and get 10 units of Botox as your holiday gift. Cruise into winter with the SME Brighten and Tighten Laser Package. 4 dye VL and 4 clear lift treatments for face and neck. Just $2,500. Botox is also 10% off. Treat yourself or those you love with specials and gift cards from Salina Medical Aesthetics. See more online, social media, and salinamedesthetics.org.
For over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers, mechanics, general labor, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapress.com. Pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types. wipes, nociceptive, and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialist will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Game with Sage Products in Salina, offering industrial strength products that get the job done right. We are featuring hospital-grade disinfectant sprays, wipes, and hand sanitizers to keep you safe this time of year. We carry toilet paper with a large assortment of hand towels. Check out our private line of colorful products like Mom's Streak-Free Glass Cleaner or our friendly Amazing Green Bowl Cleaner. Go online to sageselects.com, visit our Nice Street location in Salina, or call 309-1919.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and
weather also drops inflation in your tires. Get them checked today to avoid losing grip or damaging your tires. Commercial Tire will help keep you safe. For repairs that aren't tire related, our automotive and diesel mechanics will fix it right the first time. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th, Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
The winter season may be here, but paintball fun is still waiting for you at Elite Sports. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, located 5 miles south of Salina, is open for get the group together and visit Elite Sports on Saturdays and Sundays this winter from 11 until 4. Elite Sports features low-impact paintballs for the beginners or little ones, so everyone can have more fun. Visit them online at salinapaintballcomplex.com. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, open and waiting for you this weekend.
Sales event is your chance to save big all month long. Hi, this is Dane at Marshall Motors in Salina. Take 10% off MSRP on the 23 Grand Cherokee. That's $9,500 off. If it's a Jeep Gladiator you've been looking at, now you can get up to $14,000 off a new Jeep Gladiator Sport. Shop everything Jeep, new and pre-owned. Save big at the Black Friday sales event at Marshall Motors in Salina and online at marshallmotor.com.
It's the holidays, the most glorious time of the year. Friends and family coming to your home to celebrate with dinner, drinks, and a terrible, horrendous smell. What is that? That is your septic system backing up into your home and making your holidays.
Welcome back in here to Maybe Arena. Tyler Henry alongside you again. Apologize for the technical difficulties we have been experiencing. Issues in-house, but to be back and bringing you second half coverage of this game, and it's the Cougars who jump out and take the early bucket to start things off. It's another for Tamia Cheeks. She is up to 9 already in this game. South back to work here. They were the ones that made the big push late in the half. There's Cheeks again underneath. Cannot get her shot to connect. Central pulls down the rebound and brings the ball back across. Once again, Tyler Hendrickson from the free throw line almost throws it away. Salina Central looking for any kind of momentum that they might be able to build, and that will certainly help. It's a big-time bucket for Salina Central. Timeout's going to be called as Asby Peckham knocks down the shot. And while we've got a break in the action, I want to remind you that coverage of tonight's game is brought to you by our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, Salina Septic Service, and Commercial Tire Center. Also by Sage Products. Sage Products is a local supplier for janitorial products for your business or home, from paper towels and soap to items from ceiling to floor. You'll see products from Sage, and you can get the same home field advantage at your home or office by visiting sageselect.com. 24-23 is our score. Salina South is currently in the lead. Again, they took a 1-point advantage into the break. Was 22-21 at the intermission. A couple of big shots late. The Tamia Cheeks quarter court heave as she was just kind of had to throw something up and pray for the best. Was able to connect. South here once again looking to break that full court press. Foul's going to be the area to watch out for, and the concern for Salina Central, that is not good. That is now the fourth on El Denning. So two Lady Mustangs with 4 fouls in this game already, as El Denning will join Malin Owen on the bench. This comes in now to Brooklyn Jordan. Jordan works her way back up as they will continue to work this up into the corner, and now back to Tamia Cheeks. Cheeks has it on the wing. Now back into the hands of Brooklyn Jordan. Jordan speeding out, fires it into the corner. El Barth had it tipped away, wants to get it back to Jordan. Ball's tipped away and taken away here by Central. They will collect it and bring it back across the timeline. Asby Peckham with a little pesky defense. And will now skip pass on to the right wing. Three-pointer flies, yes sir! Callan Hall knocks down the tray. Her second three-pointer of the night. That's a big, big bucket. As we play on here, second half action. Ball back into the hands here of Mercedes Tarver. Tarver spins underneath, it's Fritz. Her shot no good. And she had a majority of the points in the first half in double digits already. Tamia Cheeks takes it away. Three-pointer, Peyton Fritz no good. Cheeks there for another offensive rebound. Boy, another big take there for Tamia Cheeks. And now it's Brooklyn Jordan out to Cheeks on the wing once again. 5:40 to go here, third quarter. 26-24, Mustangs in the driver's seat. South, though, with the basketball. 3 for the lead. And the bank not quite open, but slipping in. It's Mercedes Tarver. And an offensive board and a second chance put back. We are tied. 26-26, ball back in the hands here of Shar Walton. Three-pointer flies. That's no good. Second chance opportunity is up and in. And that's good. Another bucket here for Callan Hall. Ball's deflected here. Central going to take it away. Still leading it by 2. Hall had the bucket a moment ago. She's back on the basketball now into the hands of Tyler Vidrickson. Vidrickson sidestep, thought about a three-pointer. Gives it up here back to Asby Peckham. Peckham wants to go inside on Fritz. Her shot deflected. Fritz takes it away. And Salina South in the holiday spirit early, going to gift Central a free possession. 4:36 to go, and boy, just given away there by South. A chance now for Vidrickson to inbound this. We are ready to resume. 28 all our score. Ball back in the hands here of Callan Hall. Hall now back into the hands of Walton. Those two playing a game of catch in between the circles. Here's a blow by, but it's left a little too strong by Sanaya Triplett. El Barth will bring the ball back down and back across here for the Cougars. Salina South looking to tie or take the lead here. El Barth, a handoff, back off to Cheeks. Cheeks almost lost it. Now Cheeks does lose it. It's stolen by Callan Hall. Hall speeding down the floor, looking for somewhere to go with it. Hands it off. Vidrickson, a 3. A little too strong off back iron. And the rebound is hauled in here by Hall. A jump ball. Arrow will point to Salina South, or Salina Central here. And Lady Mustangs with a chance to recollect and start from scratch. Obviously no shot clock to worry about here. As Briley Moss and Peyton Fritz return to the floor, they'll replace Tamia Cheeks and Mercedes Tarver. So right now, really the biggest and only scoring threat on the floor is Peyton Fritz on the south side of things. Central looking to extend the lead here to 2 possessions if possible. Ball comes back off to Callan Hall. Now they'll swing this back around into the hands of Asmi Peckham. Peckham goes to Vidrickson. Vidrickson goes baseline. Her shot must have been bothered. And Central will keep it right here, but good chance Peyton Fritz got at least a hand on that. As Central is much going in pain. And really no surprise there. So here we go. Central back to work. Once again into the hands underneath of Peckham. Peckham stuck in the lane, kicks back out. And another whistle. And a foul here going to be called on Peyton Fritz. You see her frustration, but for Fritz, only her second. And she's done a good job, at least so far, playing good defense without fouling. Salina Central will go back to work once again. This has been a long possession. They've eaten up a lot of clock, and that's another foul. The question is, who is it on? The answer is Briley Moss. And for Moss, that'll be her 3rd. If you're Central, one of the big concerns right now is the couple of players with 4 fouls, as Sanaya Triplett will head to the line. And Triplett's first free throw is good. 6 points for Sanaya Triplett tonight. Second free throw is also good. South looking to break the full court press here as Triplett got them both. It's back to a 4-point lead for the Lady Mustangs. And a timeout called by Justin Ebert. He wants to take a moment and talk it over. And while we've got a moment, I want to remind you that coverage of tonight's game is brought to you by Elite Sports Paintball Complex, 8-Pack Shears, and the Bennington State Bank. So both teams will take an opportunity here and talk things over. 3:09 left to go, 3rd quarter, in what has been a gritty, defensive, low-scoring affair. Central, again, they got out to a sizable early lead, but a big run by South helped them cut the deficit down. And it's been a whole lot of Peyton Fritz. She's got 12 points in this game. Tamia Cheeks has got 9. So both teams will return to the floor. And we will resume here at Navy Arena. Ball thrown into the backcourt there, accidentally slipped past the able to run it down. And for the time being, Central will call off the press. Here's a kick in the corner, that finds Elle Barth. Barth now goes to Fritz. Fritz working, tosses, and it's no good. Foul is going to go on Asby Peckham for Peckham, unbelievably. That is just her first. I say unbelievably because seemingly everybody on the Central roster has at least 1 foul at some point or another in this game. Fritz ready to go. Second free throw on the way is good. So Peyton Fritz splits the tries. She's got 11 points in this game. Central swings the ball back around into the hands of Cheeks. Cheeks has it. She will flip back, top of the key. Now a 3-pointer flies from the outside. It's good for Callan Hall. It is in fact a 3, and now a turnover here in the short corner. Boy, South completely lost it there. And Central with another opportunity here. 2:32 left to go here, 3rd quarter. Central looking for a lane to pull away. They will work the ball back out. Cheeks on the wing, corner 3. In and out, no good. Cheeks there for the rebound. Ball's off of her foot, but a whistle and a foul call. And that is going to go against Brooklyn Jordan. For Jordan, that is her 3rd. coming up after this, we'll have the boys game, South and Central, both eager for their first win of the season. Here it's a exciting girls game as we've got a travel on Aspie Peckham. So Peckham caught with the walk. And South looking to inbound this here. We'll get it into Jordan. Foul's called on Callan Hall. For Hall, it is her second. Still a couple of players sidelined right now with some real foul trouble for Salina Central. Malin Owen. South looking to break the press here. Will do so with McNeil. McNeil up the floor to Peyton Fritz. Standing on the outside. She is 0 for 5 on three-pointers tonight. Brooklyn Jordan back on the basketball in between the circles. Wants to dump it off down low. That's to Mia Cheeks. Cheeks back to Fritz, who will drift into the court. Time under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Now underneath the Fritz, it's a one-on-one. It's an easy lay-in for Peyton Fritz, who's got 13 points tonight. Peyton Fritz leads all scorers. It's been a fun battle between herself and Callan Hall, both with 13 points in this game. Tyler Vidrickson gives it to Triplett, fires a three, and knocks it home. Big time triple for Sanaya Triplett, and it's back to a 7-point game. Elbart speeding down the floor, another three for Fritz. Well, she was gonna hit that sooner or later, and she gets it there. Peyton Fritz finally connects from deep as we've got a whistle. And I believe, we're not sure what that was all about. Seemed like there was a full stoppage. We play on here. Back to a 4-point game. It's the second time that Central's had a sizable lead. And South has found a way to go on. And Fritz right in the mix. Kick back off the triple. She has the big 3-point. Let's move it around with Tyler Vidrickson. Good movement here for Salina Central. Looking to get somebody open. Trapped in the corner right now. That's Callan. And basketball over as South is able to force a steal. South quickly up the floor. This is Brooklyn Jordan fighting for it. And a jump ball, and the arrow this time faces in favor of Salina South. And there's a player down on the floor here. I think that's Callan Hall. Hall has to be helped to her feet here. That's the last thing you want to see, no matter who you support in this series. Floor here to get some medical attention. So Callan Hall steps out here. She'll be taken to the locker room. And stepping in her stead is Kendall Gary. Final minute, quarter number 3, 36-32 our score. Central in the driver's seat, South with the basketball. They will get this in. Brooklyn Jordan pump fakes. Stolen away right out of the gate. Gary came up with it, now deflects it forward. And it will find Char Walton. Top scoring option, no longer out there for Central. Short three. And tipped back into play, but with a foot on the baseline for Walton. Central wants to make a sub, and here comes El Denning. Denning comes in to replace Triplett. And she'll have to be exceptionally careful. 4 fouls. The next one will effectively knock her out of this game. Here's a bounce pass on the other side. There's contact. That's another foul. With under 30 to play, this goes on Kendall Gary. For Gary, it's her first. For Central, it's their 4th of the quarter. Winding the inside, goes up and scores. Strong finish for Tamia Cheeks, and we're back to a 1-possession ballgame. Boy, the trend is held in this game every single time. Central's gotten out to a big lead. South's gone on a run to erase it. Time down to 3, now down to 2. Kick in the corner, 3 on the way, no good. And that will bring us to the end of quarter number 3. We will step away when we come back. The fourth and final quarter. It's a 36-34 Mustang lead, and you are watching the Salina Post Game of the Week.
The winter season may be here, but paintball fun is still waiting for you at Elite Sports. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, located 5 miles south of Salina, is open for special winter hours. Get the group together and visit Elite Sports on Saturdays and Sundays this winter from 11 until 4. Elite Sports features low-impact paintballs for the beginners or little ones, so everyone can have more fun. Visit them online at SalinaPaintballComplex.com. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, open and waiting for you this weekend.
The Ram Black Friday sales event is your chance to save big all month long. Hi, this is Dean of Marshall Motors in Salina. Get 10% off MSRP of the 23 Ram 1500 models. That's a discount up to $13,000 off. On the higher side, get up to $15,000 off the 23 Ram 2500. Shop everything Ram and find your new truck at the Black Friday sales event at Marshall Motors in Salina and online at marshallmotor.com.
Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
I want to welcome you back in once again to Maybe Arena, home of the Kansas Wesleyan Coyotes. An interesting wrinkle in this rivalry series. These two teams traditionally played twice a year. Now, the official count has been changed down to 1. So maybe these two find each other in the Salina Invitational Tournament. Maybe they don't. Either way, this is the only guaranteed chance that it comes on a neutral site. Here's a bounce pass into the corner. This will find Kendall Gary, who fires away from 3. Still waiting on her first points of the night. And it's still a 2-point Mustang lead. 36-34 against Central coming into this contest at 1-1. South looking to avoid taking their first loss of the year. Both teams under what an average night has been for them so far, but it's a small sample size when you look at the offense. Elvarth cuts to the right wing. Skip pass back to the top into the hands of Brooklyn Jordan, top of the key. We're inside the final quarter now of what's been a fun back and forth battle. There goes Tamia Cheeks, who drops it in. Another big bucket for the junior, and we are tied. 36 all, fourth quarter action. Central back to work. Their best scorer taken to the locker room with an apparent injury earlier. Have not yet seen her return to the bench as we've got another tie-up. And the arrow does, in fact, point Salina South. So Central dials up the full court press. They've had that going in a couple of spurts in this game. It's led to a couple of big runs. When South has been able to break it, they have looked awfully good in the half-court set. Peyton Fritz takes a touch on the outside, continues to lead all scorers with 16 points. There's a lay-in for Tarver, and it's a Salina South lead. Only 2 buckets tonight for Tarver, but they've both been big ones. El Denning into the corner. Hands it off. Now a pass up at the top. This is Vidrickson, and the bank is open. First field goal of the night for Tyler Vidrickson. 30-second timeout called. And Salina Central wants to take a moment and talk things over, get it set up here for the fourth and final quarter reaches its conclusion. Again, tonight's game is brought to you by the Bennington State Bank. Plenty of great things happening over there. And in case you weren't with us earlier, Christmas open houses at all Bennington State Bank Christmas locations. And the Salina open house happened today, but there will be one in Lucas on Tuesday, Minneapolis on Wednesday, Bennington on Thursday, and Abilene on Friday. So be sure to get down to your local branch of the Bennington State Bank. Presenting coverage of tonight's South versus Central doubleheader. Team return to the floor, and this is a big boost for Central. Callan Hall, after being taken to the locker room, is back on the floor. Moving around pretty good for somebody that, again, had to be pulled for an injury. opportunity and now checks in. Salina South does throw it in. They'll fire this down the floor to Cheeks. Cheeks goes to the rack. She is fouled. And Tamia Cheeks will head back to the free throw line to shoot more. Tamia Cheeks back at the stripe. First free throw up and good. Cheeks with 3 makes from the line tonight, a chance to make it 4 with another here. Second free throw, clean as ever. 15 points tonight for Tamia Cheeks. It's been a 2-man army for Salina South. 16 for Peyton Fritz, who controls the paint now. Zone defense for Salina South. Kick at the top. This is Callan Hall. We'll see how hampered or not hampered she is by that injury. And it doesn't matter there as Tyler Vidrickson banks home a 3. That is huge. Vidrickson now with 7 tonight. Central spread it out a lot more evenly as you would expect. But Tamia Cheeks and Peyton Fritz, who by the way are a junior and a sophomore respectively, have been all over this game. Here's a ball salvaged and saved by Brooklyn Jordan, who will fire it up the floor to Cheeks. Cheeks turns, wants to get it up to Fritz on the baseline, and Fritz once again will dribble out to the perimeter. Cheeks gets it into Fritz. There's some contact, and Peyton Fritz has another bucket. 8 makes from the floor tonight for Peyton Fritz. 18 points in this game. Again, only a sophomore, but stands in at 6'2". Callan Hall looking to make something happen for her Lady Mustangs. Now down a point with 5:15 left to go. 3-pointer flies for Hall, no good. And a whistle, and we've got bodies on the floor.
Jump ball.
Got a jump ball, and it will stay here with Salina Central. Honesty McNeil back in will replace Mercedes Tarver. Central looking to run something here. Callan Hall to inbound. She will get it in wide open. 3-pointer, no good for Sanaya Triplet. And here come the Cougars up by 1. Brooklyn Jordan back out, another 3 will fall for Peyton Fritz. Are you kidding me? It's the second triple of the night for Peyton Fritz. She has 21 points. She's been averaging 13 a game. This has been her magnum opus on the season so far. Central in need of a bucket to answer. They will swing this back around into the hands once again of Tyler Vidrickson. Now back on the left wing, and it's back in the hands here of Callan Hall. Ball poked away. South comes up with it. Here comes Brooklyn Jordan back down the floor. Turns her back to the basket, draws the double team, wants to shovel it out. Pump fake on a 3. Now it comes back to Jordan once again. Into Fritz. Fritz with 21 already. Make it 23. Peyton Fritz is in full takeover mode right now. Salina Central wants to talk it over, and the Lady Cougars are in full control of this game. 47-41. It's a big run for South. Again, they've lost the last 5 straight to Salina Central. And in a rivalry this heated, that's gotta hurt. You know they came in ready to play in this game. Both teams did. But the 2-man army of Peyton Fritz and Tamia Cheeks has been excellent. 23 points for Fritz, 15 points for Cheeks. And that has been, for the most part, all Salina South has needed to make this happen. Elsewhere in scoring, they've gotten 3 points from Elle Mark. They've gotten 4 from Mercedes Tarver. And it's been more evenly spread for Salina Central. For Sanaya Triplet. And they have had, throughout the course of this game, 7 different players chip in at least a bucket. South has only had 4 contribute anything from the scoring column. And here we go with 4:04 left to go. It is a 6-point lead for Salina South. They got the basketball. Whatever they're gonna do, they need to do it quick. Time is of the essence. Zanaya Triplet takes a touch back at the top of the key into the hands of Vidrickson. Vidrickson now swings it around back to Peckham, and a reach-in foul is going to be called here on El Barth for Barth. That is just her first. Kick in the corner here. Finds Peckham. Now back at the top to Callan Hall. Once again, they will swing this around here. Does Salina Central. Looking to make something of this. Now back to Vidrickson. Triplet in the corner. Peckham recollects on the wing. Top of the key. Peckham again. Double teamed. Kicks out. Pump fake. And Callan Hall back on it. Central being patient, wanting to make the most of this possession, but time winding down on them here. They trail by 6. 3:18 left to go, and a jump ball is going to give the ball back to Salina South. Aiden Fritz has been the stone cold assassin tonight, as El Barth looks to walk this ball up the floor here. Is able to get it, wants to step on the Jets, and travels with the basketball. Big turnover on Salina South. Still a 6-point game, just 2 possessions, the lead right now for the Lady Cougars, but trying to play that patented brand of defense to bring this one to close. Central looking to get back into this, gives it off to Vidrickson, now to Callan Hall, swinging around to El Denning, corner 3 has is good. Second 3 of the night for Asby Peckham. It's back to a 1-possession game. Salina South brings the ball across the timeline here with El Barth. It's crunch time now. Rivalry basketball here at Maybe Arena. Buckle up, strap in, whatever you got to do. Ball pushed away. Central fighting for it on the floor, but a backcourt violation as Honesty McNeil had maybe half of her heel on the line. Giving it everything she has tonight. And good to see her able to, at the very least, walk off under her own power, but that's a big loss this late in the game. Kendall Gary comes in to replace her. Central, though, forces the turnover. It's a 3-point game. 2:30 to play. Here we go. Tyler Vidrickson on a left wing. Back to the top of the key to Peckham, who hit the big 3 just a moment ago. Now it's El Denning. Step to the inside, her shot no good. Peyton Fritz up and over the back, gets the rebound, and here come the Lady Cougars. Brooklyn Jordan slips it underneath. McNeil is fouled, and will go to the line to shoot a pair. That foul on Triplet, just her second. But a chance to make this a 2-possession game. And with the first free throw, that'll miss for Honesty McNeil. McNeil trying to become just the 5th scorer tonight for the Lady Cougars. Second free throw is also no good. And a whistle, is this going to be a foul here? No late violation, Salina South. Might have got trying to slip in a little bit early there. So McNeil will check out. And Salina South will go back on the defensive here. 2:05 remaining in the ballgame. Into the corner. Asby Peckham tries to penetrate. Hands it off now to Vidrickson. Vidrickson steps back. Back to Peckham. Swinging around. Back into the hands here of El Denning. Under 2 minutes to go. Ball's going to be thrown away. And that's going to be a backcourt violation, I believe. As players diving all over the floor. Brooklyn Jordan, a little bit shaken up, is not getting up right away. And will do so now Looks like she is going to stay on the floor here. Meanwhile, Char Waltman will check in to replace Elle Denning. And we've got a timeout on the floor. So they want to talk it over here. Maybe get Brooklyn Jordan a second to catch her breath and stretch out a little bit. After again, took a spill, she went to the floor hard. And hopefully is none the worse for wear, but this has been the back and forth affair that we were promised from the very beginning. We knew every time these two teams get together, it is absolutely electric. And it doesn't matter what the records are, it doesn't matter where the teams are at in their respective seasons. These two get together for a basketball game, you gotta be ready for some of the best area action that anybody has to offer. So here's the situation, 150 left to go. And it really has been a two-player effort for Salina South. 23 points tonight for Peyton Fritz, 15 points for Tobias Sheets. Meanwhile, Salina Central trying to make some magic happen in the absence potentially of Kellen Hall, who has come out hurt twice in this game. Already crunch time, under 2 minutes left to play. On the far sideline, it will be Salina South to inbound it here. Looking to extend their lead. Turner directing traffic, gets it into Sheets, and Sheets is fouled. That is on Sanaya Triplett. For Triplett, it is her third. South will have to do it all over again. Brooklyn Jordan caught it and then dribbled it on the sideline. They have really let Central hang around in this game. Salina Central looking for a chance to punish them for it. And they are going to turn it over. Oh boy. Not on the same page there. Kendall Gary threw what looked like an okay pass. Somehow goes right through the hands of Char Waltman and out of bounds. Ball comes in here to Barth. Barth hands it off back into the hands of Jordan. Under a minute 35 left to go. Into Fritz, surrounded by 3 maroon jerseys. Now 4 maroon jerseys! And drops in the putback! Oh my goodness! 25 points tonight for Peyton Fritz. And it's a 5-point Salina South lead. Drive now the other way, step in for a jumper. That will fall for Tyler Vidrickson. Cuts the lead back down to 3 with a minute 10 left to go and a timeout call. My goodness. Peyton Fritz. It's not just the raw size, the athletic ability in the post as well, but just the will to go up and get a rebound like that. I know she's 6'2", and there's nobody that tall or that long for Salina Central. Elle Denning 5'11", but everybody else 5'9" or shorter, and Denning wasn't on the floor. So clearly there is a height advantage there, but there's something to be said for going up and getting a bucket like that when you are surrounded by 4 defenders. And that is exactly what Peyton Fritz did. It's been a stable night for her. And for the first couple of games, she was the team's leader in points per game. 13 points a contest. But since then, really, Peyton Fritz has dominated it. Yeah, it's been arguably the best night of her career. It comes against their biggest rival here on the biggest stage. Salina Central, though, still very much in this game. 29-46. Ball comes to Fritz. She's trapped in the corner. Now turns and runs the floor like a point guard. Fritz is going to lose it. Central comes up with it. Here come the Lady Mustangs. Speeding down the floor is Hasby Peckham. Peckham wanted to kick it back out. She's in the trap. Is able to put Kendall Gary. Final minute of the way here. 3-point ball game. Central down with the basketball. Salina Central fires a 3 atop the mark. looking to throw this in. Will break the press here with Brooklyn Jordan. Jordan pursued from behind, it's poked out. Central's got it. Coach Fear calling for timeout, it's deflected. We play on. Once again, a block on a three. Boy, Hendrickson had it poked away. Up the floor to Cheeks in a one-on-one. Pump fakes, puts it up. That might ice it. Tamia Cheeks with another big-time bucket. It's going to be stolen away on the other side. Jump ball is called. It will stay here with Central. But for the third time tonight, Coach Fear yelling, pleading for a timeout, and simply does not get it. 51-46 with 7.6 seconds to go, and it looks like the drought is soon to be over for the Lady Cougars. This has been a fun game. We knew that it would be from the very beginning. And we have been treated into one of the better games you'll see tonight. As Salina South, again, a huge run. A couple of huge runs late in this game. And that one might be the one to ice it. And while Peyton Fritz is going to go down as the top scorer in this one, 25 points for her, don't forget, Tamia Cheeks had the clutch bucket at the end of the first half and had a clutch bucket here at the end of the second half. Between those two, this may just be the end of a 5-game drought against the Mustangs for Salina South. Central ball, 7.7 seconds left. Looking to inbound this. They will get it in at the top. Vidrickson fires a deep three-pointer, and that is out of bounds. It's South basketball. And Central, I think, will still dial up the full-court press here, but this game is unofficially official. And more or less in the books. Just a couple of seconds left to come off that clock. They will throw it in. They get it to Fritz. Fritz will cover it up, and one more foul is Peyton Fritz. Not even going to have a chance to go to the line. It's only the 4th team foul. Second personal on Asby Peckham. Again, 1.9 seconds remaining in the ball game. They throw it up. It is stolen away, and that will do it. It's been a 3-year wait, but the Salina South Lady Cougars finally break through. They defeat their biggest rival, and they get the win over Central. Your final from Maybe Arena, 51-46. And you caught it right here on the Salina Post Sports Network, again brought to you tonight by our friends at the Bennington State Bank. Couple more tech issues to work through. We will work on getting those fixed up, but stay with us. We will be back for the boys' game. That is next. South and Central each looking to put up their first victory of the campaign. That next when we return. Again, you are listening to Salina South basketball and Salina Central basketball in the Salina Post Game of the Week.
Businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future. Bennington Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with wholesale service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted
Pre-dawn workouts. Hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as good and works just as hard to put you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Welcome back in here on the regional game of the week. here to start the season, but I always want to start with the positive. What would you say has been kind of the best thing that you've seen out of your team through these first couple of games?
Well, we've proven to be resilient so far. We've faced some adversity with some injuries and, just playing a couple tough teams right out the gate. And so our kids have continued to battle, a couple of games during our first game. So, some things have shuffled around. But, our kids have competed. We didn't play very good against Junction City, but a lot of that had to do with, Junction City's ability to speed us up and be athletic. And so hopefully we'll respond better to that as we move forward. But I just like our kids' resolve so far, and it hasn't affected our demeanor in practice, and they're still, the expectations haven't changed for us.
One thing that we hear from coaches
And so that's something that you could probably hang your hat on night in and night out that Central's going to bring. And then their ability to just shoot the ball. They've always got shooters to stretch the floor. And they seem to make shots in big games, which is a testament to, their preparation. And so, we look forward to a great challenge.
When you scout this year's version of Salina Central, what are some of the things that kind of stand out to you on film? And have you seen any changes in their identity under a new head coach this year?
Offensively, they're doing some different things. They seem to be, settling in more of a flex team.
and they'll also run some read and react, just pass and cut, trying to create some dribble drive lanes for some people. And so that's probably the biggest difference that you see. And then there's a lot of new faces running around for them. Just guys getting an opportunity for the first time to play, either through attrition of senior graduation from last year, or, maybe a new head coach sees things a little differently. And so you see some new faces. They're trying to figure some things out on the offensive end. What's their identity? Who they're going to play through? The Schneider kid is a really, really good player, and just a big, tough mismatch for us from a size standpoint. So, we'll see. I'm expecting to see a lot of flex and just some hard-nosed defense, and hopefully we handle things well.
Overall, what would you say are some of the biggest challenges that Salina Central presents as a team, and what do you guys have to do to kind of counter that, or at the very least to take away some of the things they want to do?
Well, I think, like I said, the Schneider kid with the size, he poses a mismatch in the paint, and he's very, very strong. And so we've got to not let him catch in positions where he can just bully us to the basket and try to finish with his right hand. And so, that's probably the biggest thing. And probably the second biggest thing in this game is just the environment itself. Keeping kids focused on what's important, and not letting the emotion of the atmosphere really get in the way of what we're trying to do. And I feel like, if we can control on defense and keep the ball in positions where we want it, and control our emotions with the crowd and all of that, I think we'll be okay.
Sounds good. Well, Coach, as always, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck to your Cougars tonight.
You bet. I appreciate your time.
All right, once again, that was Jason Hooper, head coach of the Salina South boys basketball team. We'll step away, but when we come back, the pregame show rolls on. It's the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, and it's brought to you right here on the Salina Post.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialist will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Welcome back in here on Countdown to Tip-Off. Tyler Henry alongside you. It's our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. And we're joined now by Billy Graff, head coach of your Salina Central boys basketball team. And Coach, first and foremost, thank you again for stopping by and taking the time today.
Yeah, I really appreciate you giving me a chance to talk. So it sounds good.
Well, and let's go ahead and get into the season here. Before we talk too much about the matchup and the rivalry, I know your team has faced some early challenges here in the year, but I wanted to start here. Overall, what would you say has been the best thing you've seen out of this team through these first two games?
Their attitude is great. Still, they're seeing. Our jump from Friday night to Tuesday night was obvious. It was obvious that everybody who watched both games, and it was obvious to the players that we got significantly better. We have a long ways to go, but they saw a pretty good jump in what we were able to accomplish just in 3 days' time. So their attitude has been great, and that's been the most exciting part. When the schedule came out and I saw it, I looked at it, I thought, ooh, got some tough ones right off the bat here for the first couple games, and so I was worried that if things didn't go well, that they might get down a little bit, but they have not. They believe in the process, and so I've been really happy with their attitudes.
Well, and you talk about constant improvement throughout the course of the season, especially early on in the year, is so important. Where do you feel like you saw the most improvement in your team from game 1 to game 2, and where would you like to see this team take another step tonight?
Well, okay, so game 1, we had 22 turnovers against the press. And game 2, against a little bit more intense and more ball pressure press, we only had 18 turnovers. So that's still way, way too many. So we want to cut those down. But but they seemed a little more comfortable, a little more confident with what we were trying to do against the press. So I think that was probably a big change. And then I felt like, honestly, our half-court defense was pretty dang good. I mean, Hutch scored 34 of their points from the free throw line. So, we made more field goals than they did. We made more twos, made more threes. So our half-court defense, when we didn't foul, was pretty good.
Well, and it's always interesting when you come in as, again, a head coach new to a rivalry here between South and Central, but I'm sure by now you've had a chance to talk to the guys. You've seen what it means to them. What is just kind of the sense that you get out of this rivalry, and what is kind of your take on it as we head into kind of the first installment here?
Yeah, personally, I'm no stranger to rivalries. I grew up a Bishop Carroll kid back in Wichita, and grew up couldn't stand Cape and Mount Carmel, and then I went turncoat on my family and friends and coached at Capen for 9 years, and now my children are going back to Bishop Carroll, so I know all about the rivalries. And the guys told me, they said, Coach, it's worse than Cape and Carroll. And I said, I don't know about that, but they are pretty jacked up and pretty excited about it. And that South's in the same position we're in. We're scratching and clawing. We're both hungry for our first win, so it should be a heck of a game, I think.
Yeah, great chance to get your feet under you here early in the season and build some momentum. And when you have a chance to scout South on film, what are some of the things that kind of stand out to you right away as far as just the way that they play and some of the challenges that they pose?
They're a lot like us. When I was watching film, when I was getting prepared for the interview and deciding if I would even entertain driving to Salina every day from Wichita, I saw from my guys, saw how hard they played, and I just thought, golly, that looks like a lot of fun, and it must be in the water up here, because Salina South, they get after it, they play hard, they shoot the ball pretty well, and they try to get some pressure going on defense, so that we're gonna have our hands full for sure.
Well, you mentioned they shoot the ball well. As far as the offensive side is concerned, I mean, what are some things that the Cougars do that do present challenges on that side, and where will your defense have to be strong to kind of make the most of it?
Well, we're going to have to cut down on their penetration. They like to penetrate, and then they like to kick and shoot the threes. So we're going to have to try to keep the ball out of the lane off the dribble for sure. And I think that's going to be a big thing for us. And then, we've struggled these first two games a little bit with our transition defense. So we've talked about that, getting back and not giving up anything easy and trying to make teams score on us in the half court. And I think that my guys saw, hey, when Hutch wasn't getting layups and we didn't foul them, they really struggled scoring. So I think they're getting proof of what it is I'm talking about with them.
Kind of on the flip side of that coin, when you take a look at Salina South defensively, what are some areas that kind of look like strengths for them on that side of the ball? And without giving too much away, what will be kind of the keys for your offense to attack?
Well, it really I think it's going to come down to us taking care of the basketball. Like I said, they play really hard, and so I don't think anything's going to be easy for us. I mean, I think they're going to make it difficult for us to try to enter into an offense. The first couple games, they ran a little bit of three-quarter court pressure, so we got to be prepared for that. And I think it's really going to come down to us taking care of the basketball and trying to get in the shot every single time down the floor.
One of kind of the interesting wrinkles that got put into this rivalry series last year, and like you said, no stranger to rivalries, but normally when you play against a team like that, you get two cracks at them. Now, there's still a world where you see South again in the Salina Invitational Tournament, but does it almost feel like there's a little bit more pressure when you only have one game against your biggest rival on the schedule like this?
Absolutely does, and I mean that surprised me. I just kind of assumed that an in-town rivalry was definitely pegged for 2 every year on the schedule. So I know how much it means to my guys, because, like I said, I've been a part of a pretty hostile rivalry, so I know how much it how much it's meant to us. And like you said, we do get, when we were down in Wichita, we did get 2 shots at each other every year. And knowing that you can come back and get a split if they get you the first time, knowing that well, we got them the first time, so they're going to be really hungry. That it is definitely going to add pressure, knowing that this might be some of my senior guys' last chance to ever get to play against them. So we definitely want to send our seniors out with a win against them, and I think that they're ready. I hope that they're calm, but I hope that they're ready to roll, and I know they're going to come into it with intensity.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we've talked a little offense, we've talked a little defense, but when you have to break it down into a couple of the biggest points, what are the keys to the game? What does Central have to do to get that first win and pick it up in a rivalry series?
Yeah, like I said, I know I sound like a broken record, but we've got to take better care of the basketball. We have to take better care of the basketball, and we have to be better in transition, and then we got to play without fouling. That we're physical guys, got a lot of football guys, and so we've got to adjust to the officials. The officials aren't going to adjust to us. So I think that it's going to come down to us taking care of the basketball and not giving up anything easy when we're on the defensive end.
Sounds good. Well, Coach, thank you again for your time. Best of luck to your Mustangs tonight.
I appreciate it.
All right, once again, that was Billy Graff, head coach of Salina Central's boys basketball team. We'll step away, but when we come back, it's starting lineups in the opening tip. You're watching and listening to the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week.
Gabe with Sage Products in Salina, offering industrial strength products that get the job done right. We are featuring hospital grade disinfectant sprays, wipes, and hand sanitizers to keep you safe this time of year. We carry toilet paper with a large assortment of hand towels. Check out our private line of colorful products like Mom's Streak Free Glass Cleaner or our friendly Amazing Green Bowl Cleaner. Go online to sageselects.com, visit our 9th Street location in Salina, or call 309-1919.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
This is Eagle Radio Basketball Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
And with that, I want to welcome you back inside Maybe Arena. Tyler Henry alongside you. So glad to have you with us for Game 2 of our doubleheader. On the women's side, a 51-46 victory for the Salina South Cougars as they collect their first win over Salina Central in 3 long years and 5 attempts. And, again, you can take that as one of many things, but this is Salina South's chance to get back another one of these as they dropped their game on the boys' side last year to Salina Central. But Salina South has dominated this recent rivalry. They've won 4 of the last 5 meetings against Salina Central. They would love nothing more than to snatch that right back tonight and pick up their first win of the season. Talk about first win of the season, both teams will be looking to do that. Salina South and Salina Central both coming into this game at 0-2, and both teams have faced some early adversity. Salina South has faced a lot of early adversity. We'll talk a little bit more about that throughout the course of the broadcast, but yeah, it's just been it's been tough sledding as far as injuries are concerned. A couple of guys that Salina South kind of expected at the beginning of the season would start for them completely out for this game and for many games to come. Layson Sachdak, a 6-foot senior, out with a broken collarbone, and as of this morning, Quavon Peruker out with a broken hand for at least 4 to 5 weeks. So, again, 2 of the starting 5 before the season began already unavailable. In their stead, the starting lineup for Salina South looks like this. It all starts with a 6'4" junior in Jace Humphrey. He will be joined by a 5'11" senior in Brady Howard, a 5'10" sophomore in Jackson Myers, a 6'5" sophomore in Gavin DeVoe, and a 6'4" sophomore getting his first start of the season in Sawyer Walker. Meanwhile, for Salina Central, they will put on the floor the same starting five we've seen really all season long, and it all starts with a 6-foot senior in Mason Nemechek. Nemechek is joined in the backcourt by a 6'3" senior guard in Des Gibson, a 5'11" senior guard in Sam Payne, and a 6' senior guard in Brody Farthing. And in the front court, it's the big man, 6'5" sophomore, Caden Snyder, who has terrorized opponents so far this season and will look to do so again here in this game. Leading individual players look like this. Snyder leads the way for Salina Central with 15.5 points per game. He is also second on the team with 4 rebounds per contest, has 3 assists per game as well. Meanwhile, for Salina South, it is Jace Humphrey with 9.7 rebounds and 3.5 assists. He has been one of the big pieces. Gavin DeVoe, big on scoring as well. In the jump circle, it's Des Gibson. For Salina Central, it's Gavin DeVoe. For Salina South, the ball's in the air, and we are underway as the game 2 of our doubleheader is officially off and running. Ball in the hands here of Jace Humphrey to start. He'll swing this around into the hands of Gavin DeVoe. DeVoe comes back across to Sawyer Walker. Walker gives it up. 3-pointer flies. That's Jackson Myers off the mark, and the rebound pulled in here by Brody Farthing. Farthing, again, 5.5 rebounds a game. Not afraid to go up and get it. And pulls down the first board here for Salina Central. Now working through offense, here are the Mustangs. Des Gibson on it. Back into the hands of Mason Nemechek. 7:22 left to play. Still scoreless here. First offensive possession for the Mustangs. They've got it on the outside with Caden Snyder. Snyder wants to get to the inside. A soft touch. And able to drop it in for 2 is Caden Snyder. He gives the Mustangs the early lead. Salina Central comes out in their all maroon jerseys. White numerals, black trim. For Salina South, it's the all-white jerseys, green numerals, gold trim, and the cursive Cougar font across the front. South back to work here, running through offense. Ball comes back into the hands of Jace Humphrey. Humphrey has it now back on the wing, into the hands of Myers. Goes in, puts up a floater, and drops it in. Jackson Myers with a bucket here. Mason Nemechek runs the point on this play here with 6:41 left to go. Back out and into the waiting hands on the right wing of Brody Farthing. Farthing now to Gibson. Gibson cuts to the inside, kicks out. It's a corner 3. It's off the mark, and the rebound pulled in by Jace Humphrey. Off the miss by Sam Payne. Salina South now wanting to get in and run some offense. Again, the recent dominators in this series, but don't have the last win. Corner 3 flies in. No good there for Sawyer Walker. Trying to find his stroke here again in his starting debut. Dump it off down low. A lot of contact, and a blocking foul is going to be called as they went into Brody Farthing. See who picks up that foul. It will in fact be the first of the day, and it's tagged to sophomore Gavin DeVoe. Ball comes back in here now to Des Gibson. Gibson tries to dump it on the block, gets it to Mason Nemechek. Fadeaway jumper, rattles around and out, no good. And the board pulled in here by South, who want to push the tempo. Salina South quickly across the floor. Brady Howard tees up a 3. That's off the mark. And the rebound taken in by Caden Snyder. Snyder had a big impact on the Salina Central football season this year. Now switching gears and playing basketball. There's contact, and an offensive foul is going to be called as Brody Farthing lowered his shoulder. And that is big for Salina South. Still a 2-2 ball game early on. A bucket for Snyder, a bucket for Myers. That's all the offense to speak of here in the first 3 minutes or so. Back into the hands of Jace Humphrey. And a whistle and a reach-in foul going to be called on Snyder. That's his first. Keep an eye on that. Salina Central can ill afford to lose Caden Snyder. He is one of the biggest pieces on this team. And they need to find ways to keep him on the floor. Salina South back to work here, running some offense with Jackson Myers. He's got it in between the circles right now for the Cougars. 5:20 left to go here in the opening quarter. They will swing this back around to Howard at the top. Howard now kicks it out. 3-pointer from the wing. Too strong there for Sawyer Walker, but an offensive rebound. Put back no good. And finally the rebound comes down to Mason Nemechek. Nemechek now back up the floor here for Salina Central. Swing pass to Des Gibson, top of the key. Now back to Snyder on the wing. Good movement here for Salina Central, trying to make sure they can get some looks inside, not wanting to settle just for jumpers in this game. Gibson has it, looking for a screen from Snyder, goes to the baseline, draws the foul, and will head to the line for 2. As that is on Finley Waltman. Actually, quick correction, that is on Jace Humphrey. For Humphrey, just his first. A lot of new faces to this rivalry series as the first of 2 free throws is up and in for Des Gibson. And plenty of senior graduation a year ago for 2 teams that were hoping to lay the groundwork for better things to come. Gibson able to get his second free throw up and in. Jace Humphrey to inbound in a 4-2 ball game. Mustangs hold the early lead. Both teams still kind of just feeling each other out here early on. Haven't seen either one really attack as aggressively as maybe we anticipated. As Sawyer Walker has this on the left wing. Walker goes back to Myers, little baseline floater, that's no good. Rebound slapped down, tipped away. Here come the Mustangs, back the other way. Quickly up the floor, here comes Sam Payne. He'll fire this out, long outlet pass, and boy, a lot of contact, no whistle. And the rebound taken in by Salina South, we play on. South back up the floor, but they will throw it away and re-gift the possession back to the Mustangs here, who will look to check Mason Nemechek back in the ballgame. Nemechek replaces Sam Payne. Another big football guy here for Salina Central. As the Mustangs have the basketball. Walked up here by Cameron Jones, fresh in off the bench, back to Mason Nemechek, now on the right wing. Nemechek holding the basketball, now out to Snyder. For all the talk of Snyder's interior presence, he's been used sparingly inside of this game as a tough take, nowhere near the mark. Brody Farthing tried to go in and put up the hook, and it simply was not there. Here's a transition 3 for Brady Howard. That'll roll around and out, no good. It remains a 4-2 game. And neither team settled fully into their offense. Des Gibson on it here, snaps on a crossover, cuts his way to the inside, now back out to Snyder. Snyder dumps it off down low. This is Des Gibson. Gibson lost his handle, kicks in the corner. There's a 3, oh boy. Badly airballed there, put back on the way. That one is in and out, no good, and South finally comes down with the rebound. Neither team feeling it offensively right now, and the stroke's just off here in this one. Jackson Myers crosses the sideline, ball back off to Humphrey, top of the key. Humphrey fakes a handoff to Brady Howard, now will give it off to Myers. Looking for a screen, it's not there. Now dumps it back to Humphrey underneath. Humphrey in the high paint, kicks out, corner 3 on the way, another miss. And another rebound here for Central with a foul to boot, as they are gonna get this on. That's on Dakari Small. So Small picks up his first. Farthing comes out, and Sam Payne will check back in. 2:45 left to go first quarter. Still 4-2 is our score. Mason Nemechek to run the point here for Salina Central. Would expect to see Snyder maybe get some touches down low. Here's an errant pass that just happens to find Cameron Jones in the corner. And another 3 here for Snyder. That'll get the job done. Caden Snyder's got all 5 of Central's points here in the first quarter. Actually, he's got 5 of the 7, all of them from the floor. Jace Humphrey in between the circles here for Salina South. Back off now. Sawyer Walker. Andrew Harris in the corner. They will recollect here. Kick pass over the top into the hands of Small. Still running through offense here is Salina South. Is going to be poked away. Here comes Cameron Jones speeding up the floor. And that may have been blocked from behind. It's a foul either way, as they were going to do everything they could to make Cameron Jones earn those from the line. And you got to credit the speedy defense there. It's one of those fouls you'll take if you're a coach. Our score 7-2 here. Cameron Jones' first free throw is up, and it is good. So with under 2 minutes to go, Salina Central kind of pulling away, but the door is still wide open for South. And we've got a 30-second timeout in between free throw attempts here. While we've got a break in the action, wanted to take a moment and remind you that coverage of tonight's game is brought to you by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. And this game specifically is sponsored by the Bennington State Bank, longtime sponsor and friend of the show, of the broadcasts, you name it, they have been a part of it and a big member in the Salina community. Matter of fact, they held their Christmas open house at the Salina location tonight, and if you missed it, don't worry, plenty of local open houses coming up next week, including on Tuesday in Lucas, Wednesday in Minneapolis, Thursday in Bennington, or Friday in Abilene. So mark your calendars, holiday treats, free calendars, fun giveaways. And again, the Bennington State Bank, a proud sponsor of local high school athletics. Second free throw attempt coming here for Cameron Jones. His Mustangs holding a 6-point lead, 8-2, and make it 9-2 as Jones gets them both. Caden Snyder will check out of the game here, take his first break of the day, as will actually Gavin DeVoe coming back into the game, replacing Andrew Harris. Cougars back to work here. Jace Humphrey gets the ball across the timeline. Light pressure, final 2 minutes here in a 9-2 ball game. Back across now, Sawyer Walker fires it out, right wing, Jackson Myers, picked up defensively here by Sam Payne. Here's a baseline jumper on a cross-court pass, that will connect. And Gavin DeVoe has the second bucket of the day here for Salina South. Perhaps the offense is getting the lid off the jar here, as Sam Payne gets it and now fires it back onto the wing. This is a turnaround jumper for Mason Nemechek. It crawls out on him. Put back on the way, no good. But a whistle and another foul. And Christian Carter will go to the line, still looking for the first points of his young season. First free throw is up and no good. Another opportunity coming here, though, for Carter, as Des Gibson will check back in. He'll return to the game and replace Sam Payne. Remains a 5-point lead here for Salina Central. Second free throw is in and out, no good. And the rebound pulled in here. So back to work goes Salina South after an 0 for 2 trip to the line for Salina Central. And we've got a pushing foul called against Cameron Jones. That'll be his first. Salina South to inbound it in front of the sideline here. They will get this in. They do so to Brady Howard. Howard goes back to Myers. Myers swings it around to Gavin DeVoe, lost his handle. Ball's going to be poked in between his legs. We've got 4 bodies on the deck and a tie-up, and the arrow points Salina South. So the Cougars force a turnover here inside the final minute of the opening quarter. Gotta love the effort out of both teams, but about what we've come to expect out of such a heated rivalry series. Neither team with a phenomenal finish a season ago, both looking to lay the groundwork for better things to come, hopefully, this year. Caden Snyder back into the ball game. Final 40 seconds around here to Des Gibson. Gibson a crossover, picks up a screen, goes back on the outside on the right wing. It's Snyder again. Snyder turns his back to the basket, puts up a contested shot, no good. Des Gibson pulls in the rebound and then dribbles it off the baseline. It's another turnover here on Salina Central. Salina South will go back to work here with Jackson Myers. Now on the outside, it's Sawyer Walker. Walker curls around. This is Brady Howard. Now back to Myers again, and contact, and another foul. That's going to be called on Mason Nemechek. Both teams now in the bonus for the final 10.6 seconds of the first quarter here. South will fire this in on the baseline to Humphrey. Turns around, puts up the hook, can't get it to go, gets his own rebound though. And the second chance opportunity falls for Humphrey. Here is a half-court heave, it's off the mark, and we've reached the end of the first quarter. We'll step away, but when we come back, quarter number 2, Salina Central up 9-6 here on the Salina Sports Salina Regional Game of the Week.
The Ram Black Friday sales event is your chance to save big all month long. Hi, this is Dane at Marshall Motors in Salina. Get 10% off MSRP on 23 Ram 1500 models. That's a discount of up to $13,000 off. On the heavier side, get up to $15,000 off a 23 Ram 2500. Shop everything Ram and find your new truck at the Black Friday sales event at Marshall Motors in Salina and online at marshallmotor.com.
The winter season may be here, but paintball fun is still waiting for you at Elite Sports. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, located 5 miles south of Salina, is open for special winter hours. Get the group together and visit Elite Sports on Saturdays and Sundays this winter from 11 until 4. Elite Sports features low-impact paintballs for the beginners or little ones, so everyone can have more fun. Visit them online at SalinaPaintballComplex.com. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, open and waiting for you this weekend.
This is Eagle Radio Basketball Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Welcome back inside. Maybe a Tyler Henry alongside you courtside. Three-pointer right out of the gates here as Salina South wants to get something rolling. They trail it, but only by 3. It's been a low-scoring first quarter. Low-scoring first half, to be sure. 9-6. Our score at the end of 1. And Central going to take over here. Mustangs in the maroon, working here from left to right. 7:43 as we continue working our way through first half action. Here's a kick out on the outside to Des Gibson. He's got it from straightaway range, kicks this into the corner. Three-pointer flies. That's Brody Farthing. And it's off the mark, and South wants to go up tempo here. Somehow it finds its intended target. Bounce pass back out to Sawyer Walker. Now it's in the hands of Brady Howard. Walker recollects, fires a 3, and knocks it down. Brady Howard becomes the 4th player to score a bucket. Nobody's got more than 1, but it is enough to get Salina South back even, and we've got a 9-9 game. 7:10 left to go here before halftime. Pull-up jumper in transition. No good there for Mason Nemechek. And the rebound brought in here by Salina South. South with a handoff here. This is Howard. He will give it up to Jackson Myers. Myers now into the hands of Walker. On the baseline, Walker goes to Humphrey. Curls to the basket. Puts up a shot. Count the bucket and the foul. That is big for Jace Humphrey. And for the first time in this game, Salina South has got the lead. So it's an and one opportunity. Coming up here for Salina South and Brady Howard. Howard from the stripe, puts up the shot and knocks it home. 5 of the 12 points for the Cougars in this game belong to Brady Howard. Salina Central now back the other way, looking for the answer. Nemechek back to Caden Snyder. Swing pass into the corner. Finds Des Gibson. Gibson goes baseline, kicks this out. Now a bounce dribble for Nemechek. Snyder will try another 3. That one's off the mark, and the rebound taken in by Gibson. Gibson drives, draws contact. And we have got a foul on Jackson Myers. First foul on Myers, second of the quarter on Salina Central. or rather on Salina South. Here's Snyder on the block for the first time tonight. Nemechek back out to him. Now they'll kick this to Nemechek again, and Mason Nemechek will splash home the tray. First made 3 of the night for Mason Nemechek. Matter of fact, it's the first field goal for anybody not named Caden Snyder. Speaking of Caden Snyder, he will pull down the board here off the missed corner 3. Salina Central tied it up. They're now looking for the lead. This would do it. Nemechek tries it again, no good. And the rebound pulled in this time by Andrew Harris. Humphrey runs the point on this play. Again, the team's second leader in points, leader in rebounds, leader in assists. Turnaround jumper, no good. Caden Snyder pulls down the board. Salina Central back the other way. Corner 3 is an air ball. Misses badly, but falls right down to Sam Payne, who goes up and lays it in. Count the bucket and the foul. And Sam Payne will go to the line. A chance to put his team ahead by 3. They will check Dakari Small, back into the ball game. He replaces Brady Howard, who will head to the bench. Free throw, left short, tipped out though, and an offensive rebound by Farthing and a foul on Myers. And very quickly, that is 2 on him. So Myers collects another. Sam Payne will check out. Cameron Jones will check in. Excellent crowd on hand tonight here at Maybe Arena. The Salina community is packed out for the Mayor's Cup matchup as this comes into Farthing here for Central. Mustangs with the basketball and a 2-point lead, 5:10 to go. Step out here for Cameron Jones. Jones back to Farthing, cross-court pass, Des Gibson, top of the key. Gibson falling, puts up an awkward shot, draws the contact, and it's Des Gibson heading back to the line for 2 more. That is the 5th team foul called on Salina Central, or rather on Salina South. And the 3rd and 4th free throws of the day coming here for Gibson. First is on the way, and it, after much consideration, elects not to go in. Second free throw, also no good. Rebound taken in by Walker. Sawyer Walker in a game of catch right now. Working on this, back out to the top into the hands of Jackson Myers. Myers tries to dump it off down low, but a foul is going to be called, and a technical is going to be assessed on Des Gibson for kind of tossing the ball over his head. It's in a normal game, maybe you call that a tech. In a rivalry game, that's one way to do it, I guess. Now Jason Hooper, head coach of the Salina South Cougars, has a word about something with the same referee. Sawyer Walker will take the technical free throws here. And the first free throw is up and good. Second free throw, also good. So the 2 technical free throws both made by Walker. 14-14 is our score. That ties it up, and it remains Salina South basketball here. Chase Humphrey back across to Andrew Harris. Salina South will go to work here. Driving the inside, turning around, firing it out into the hands of Andrew Harris. Now back to Humphrey. And another whistle and an offensive foul is going to be called. Actually, a travel there. Either way, the result is the same. Central will take it back over. comes back in here to Cameron Jones as we are just about halfway through the second quarter of action between these two. 14 apiece, drive to the rack here for Cameron Jones. Shot left short, rebound hauled in by the Cougars. And here comes Salina South. Back the other way with Jackson Myers. Lost his handle, steps on the baseline and turns it over again. Turnover count continues to rack up here for these two teams. And Central will throw this in with Caden Snyder. 4:10 remaining in the half. Low scoring ball game between two teams looking for a foothold, looking for their first win of the season. Both 0-2. Back to Snyder, thought about another three, turns it down. Now out to Nemechek, pull-up jumper on the way, no good. Snyder skies for the rebound, but he goes over the back. And we'll pick up another foul here. For Snyder, it's his second. And Brody Farthing will come in to replace him. Got another sub here for Central as Christian Carter is back in the ball game. Jackson Myers walks the ball across the timeline. Dumps this off once again now into the corner and into the hands of Andrew Harris. Ball's deflected. Central comes up with it. Mustangs now want to get out and push. And in transition, more free throws coming for Sam Payne, who didn't really have a good angle to the basket, but is able to get his way to the line. And he will shoot a foul, or shoot a pair, more importantly. It's the third foul of the day on Dakari Small. So Small's going to have to be checked out here for Lawson Reset, and the first free throw for Sam Payne is good. Does deliver Central the lead. McSwain came up for a moment. Both free throws good for Sam Payne. And back to a 2-point lead for Central. 16-14, the advantage here for SC. South looking to answer, almost throw the basketball away. Lawson Reset comes up with it. Humphrey has it now on the outside with 3:16 to go. He lost his handle, drives baseline, shut down, ball poked away. Comes down, three-pointer flies. High arcing rebound comes down to Salina South. A great chance to go up and lay this in. They miss it. Now they're fighting each other for the basketball. A fourth chance will finally fall. Andrew Harris was there for it. That might be the sloppiest basket you see tonight on either side, but the result is the same. 2 points for Salina South, and we're tied up again. 16-16, kick in the corner here. Long two flies. That is good, and call it a three for Cameron Jones. So it's now back to a 3-point lead. 19-16 is our score. Jackson Myers, swing pass. Still working this around. Myers recollects, steps back, fires a long two. No good, but an offensive board for Humphrey. Goes back up, also no good. Humphrey comes back down with it, draws a triple team. Now it's picked off and taken away. Christian Carter thought about the transition three, turns it down for a better shot. Good idea there. Now back off to Cameron Jones, around to Brody Farthing. Farthing, swing pass, now to Jones. Still working through offense here inside the final 2 minutes before halftime. Salina Central up by 3, looking to make it a 2-possession lead. They will have the basketball back into the hands of Payne. Dumps off down low, ball's fought for, it's wrestled away. Got players on the deck, and it's a jump ball, and the arrow points in favor of Salina Central. Timeout called. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here and remind you that coverage of our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week is brought to you by Elite Sports Paintball Complex, APAC Shears, and the Bennington State Bank. Also, by our friends at Sage Products. Sage Products of Salina is your supplier for janitorial products for your business or home. For paper towels and soap and items from ceiling to floor, you'll see products from Sage, and you can get the same home field advantage at your home or office by visiting sageselects.com. Be sure also to tune in to KINA tonight at 10 o'clock for the Kansas High School Scoreboard Show. Your scores and game wraps from around the state of Kansas, brought to you by Home Automotive Centers and the Salina Surgical Hospital, also heard on 910KINA.com. Again, Tyler Henry with you here courtside at Mabee Arena. High school basketball action between Salina South and Salina Central. Mustangs looking to get this in inside 2 minutes to go before we reach the half. Here's a baseline dribble, little floater dropped in by Cameron Jones, who now leads all scorers to 7 points. Central with a 2-possession lead, 1:30 left to go. Corner 3 on the way, and good for Jace Humphrey. And Humphrey answers the bell. He himself now has 8 points and takes over again as the leading scorer of the game. Farthing back on it. Top of the key, swings it around, back into the hands of Cameron Jones. 1:07 left to go. Jones on a drive. Corner 3 again, no good. And the rebound hauled in by Jace Humphrey. Humphrey fires this down the floor. Two-handed cannon pass, and a whistle and a foul going to be called. And that is on Noah Peck. It is his first. So it's 2 free throws the rest of the way for both teams, at least in the half. Sawyer Walker at the line. His first free throw is good. So he'll have another coming here. Second free throw, also good. Cameron Jones brings the ball up the floor here for the Mustangs. Final minute of the opening half, and a tie ball game at 21-all. Back out at the top, back into the hands of Sam Payne. Swing pass around to Christian Carter. Now back to Cameron Jones, fires a 3, it's off the mark. And the rebound hauled in here by Salina South. Cougars can hold for the last shot if they so choose. Still 30 seconds remaining before halftime. Tie game. Chance potentially here for Salina South to steal away the lead before the intermission. They will kick this out to Humphrey, who steps in for a long 2. It rims in and out, no good. Salina Central up with it. Final 10 seconds, here we go. Sam Payne on the basketball. Time down to 5, down to 4. Kick in the corner. This is Farthing. Farthing on the baseline, has it stripped, and it's a foul called, boy, on Sawyer Walker. And I gotta tell you, at least from the scorer's table, that looked awfully clean. It's the second foul on Jace Humphrey. And in a tie game, a chance for Brody Farthing to give Central the lead at the free throw line. Farthing had the ball and then had the ball taken away from him. Not sure why that was. South student section making some noise. And the free throw is good. And the ball thrown away will bring us to halftime. So, at the intermission, it's a 22-21 lead for Salina Central. They've got the advantage, but only barely. We'll step away, but when we come back, it's halftime coverage. That's next. You're listening to the Game of the Week, brought to you tonight by the Bennington State Bank.
Winter travel can be treacherous if your tires are worn out. Stay safe with an inspection at Commercial Tire Company. Cold weather also drops the inflation in your tires. Get them checked today to avoid losing grip or damaging your tires. Commercial Tire will help keep you safe. For repairs that aren't tire-related, our automotive and diesel mechanics will fix it right the first time. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th, Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
It's the the holiday season, and that means holiday gifts for you from Salina Medical Aesthetics. Now through the end of the year, purchase 1 syringe of filler and get 10 units of Botox as your holiday gift. Cruise into winter with the SME Brighten and Tighten Laser Package. 4 dye VL and 4 clear lift treatments for face and neck. Just $2,500. Botox is also 10% off. Treat yourself or those you love with specials and gift cards from Salina Medical Aesthetics. See more online with social media and salinamedesthetics.org.
It's the holidays, the most glorious time of the year. Friends and family coming to your home to celebrate with dinner, drinks, and that terrible, horrendous smell. What is that? That is your septic system backing up into your home and making your holiday stink. If you haven't had your septic system pumped out and cleaned in the last 3 years, you're asking for trouble. Call Salina Septic Service today, and we will make sure your holiday is jolly and bright. Salina Septic Service, wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas and worry-free holiday season.
The Jeep Black Friday sales event is your chance to save big all month long. Hi, this is Dane at Marshall Motors in Salina. Take 10% off MSRP on the 23 Grand Cherokee. That's $9,500 off. If it's a Jeep Gladiator you've been looking at, now you can get up to $14,000 off a new Jeep Gladiator Sport. Shop everything Jeep, new and pre-owned. Save big at the Black Friday sales event at Marshall Motors in Salina and online at marshallmotor.com.
This is Eagle Radio Basketball Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
And with that one, welcome you back inside Maybe Arena. Tyler Henry with you courtside. A 22-21 lead for Salina Central at the intermission. And it's been a closely contested game. It was very low scoring early on. Matter of fact, it was a 9-6 game at the end of the first quarter, and it was a Central lead then. Saw South really do a good job of battling back, and a lot of that work came from the free throw line. 4 free throws for Sawyer Walker, all of them in the second quarter, allowing Salina South to get back in this game. Central's done a good job of getting to the line here recently as well. 5 points for Sam Payne, including 3 made free throws. 7 points for Cameron Jones, including 2 made free throws. But your leading scorer across the board is Jace Humphrey. Only 1 free throw in the mix. The rest of that work has come so far tonight from the floor, where he has a made 3 and a couple of big-time made 2-pointers. Overall scoring looks like this: 8 for Humphrey, 3 for Howard, 2 for Myers, 2 for Harris, 2 for DeVoe, and 4 for Sawyer Walker. Meanwhile, for Salina Central, it's 7 for Cameron Jones, 5 for Caden Snyder, and 5 for Sam Payne. 3 in this game for Mason Nemechek, and a pair from the line for Des Gibson. That'll wrap up our halftime scoring report. We will step away again. When we come back, we'll get your keys to the second half and get you back out in time for the second half of play. Again, Salina Central leads it, but only by 1. 22-21 our score. The Mustangs in the driver's seat. And we will be back with more halftime coverage when we return here on the Salina Post Sports Network. Again, brought to you by our friends at the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Gabe with Sage Products in Salina, offering industrial strength products that get the job done right. We are featuring hospital-grade disinfectant sprays, wipes, and hand sanitizers to keep you safe this time of year. We carry toilet paper with a large assortment of hand towels. Check out our private line of colorful products like Mom's Streak-Free Glass Cleaner or our friendly Amazing Green Bowl Cleaner. Go online to sageselects.com, visit our 9th Street location in Salina, or call 309-1919.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Winter travel can be treacherous if your tires are worn out. Stay safe with an inspection at Commercial Tire Company. Cold weather also drops the inflation in your tires. Get them checked today to avoid losing grip or damaging your tires. Commercial Tire will help keep you safe. For repairs that aren't tire-related, our automotive and diesel mechanics will fix it right the first time. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th, Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
The winter season may be here, but paintball fun is still waiting for you at Elite Sports. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, located 5 miles south of Salina, is open for special winter hours. Get the group together and visit Elite Sports on Saturdays and Sundays this winter from 11 until 4. Elite Sports features low-impact paintballs for the beginners or little ones, so everyone can have more fun. Visit them online at salinapaintballcomplex.com. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, open and waiting for you this weekend.
The Jeep Black Friday sales event is your chance to save big all month long. Hi, this is Dane at Marshall Motors in Salina. Take 10% off MSRP on the 23 Grand Cherokee. That's $9,500 off. If it's a Jeep Gladiator you've been looking at, now you can get up to $14,000 off a new Jeep Gladiator Sport. Shop everything Jeep, new and pre-owned. Save big at the Black Friday sales event at Marshall Motors in Salina and online at marshallmotor.com.
It's the holidays, the most glorious time of the year. Friends and family coming to your home to celebrate with dinner, drinks, and that terrible, horrendous smell. What is that? That is your septic system backing up into your home and making your holiday stink. If you haven't had your septic system pumped out and cleaned in the last 3 years, you're asking for trouble. Call Salina Septic Service today, and we will make sure your holiday is jolly and bright. Salina Septic Service, wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas and worry-free holiday season.
It's the holiday season, and that means holiday gifts for you from Salina Medical Aesthetics. Now through the end of the year, purchase 1 syringe of filler and get 10 units of Botox as your holiday gift. Cruise into winter with the SME Brighten and Tighten Laser Package. 4 dye VL and 4 clear lift treatments for face and neck. Just $2,500. Botox is also 10% off. Treat yourself or those you love with specials and gift cards from Salina Medical Aesthetics. See more online with social media and salinamedesthetics.org.
And with that, I want to welcome you back inside here at Maybe Arena. Tyler Henry alongside you. A lot of fun festivities going on here at Center Court. And speaking of Maybe Arena, be sure to tune in tomorrow on KINA as we will have coverage of Kansas Wesleyan men's and women's basketball coming at you here. And I believe we've got a half-court shooting opportunity here for somebody. Chance to make this. This is big. Shots on the way. Oh, just off the front rim. That was awfully close. See who else may or may not get a crack at this here. Second chance on the way, and that one well off the mark. Mentioned already a couple of the big stats at the half, and scoring spread's been shared pretty evenly for the most part. And a chance now. Half-court heave. Not quite.
All right, looks like we have a former South High alum basketball player.
Montana Packet, Salina South legend, will try it, and it's into the band. Well, they'll pack it up. We will pack it up as well, as we will step away for one final halftime break. When we come back, have an opportunity to see what the two teams here can do as they'll get a few more practice shots up. But in the meantime, again, we will step away. And when we come back, it's the third quarter of action. Central leads the way 22-21 over Salina South. You're listening and watching right here on the Salina Post.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialist will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
This is Eagle Radio Basketball Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
And with that, we are back here on the Salina Post Game of the Week. Tyler Henry with you courtside. Salina Central leading it, but only just barely. 22-21 is our score. Both teams getting some final shots up here before the intermission is over. And really, I mean, it looked like we were going to be on pace for a lower scoring output than this, as it was a 9-6 game going into the end of the first quarter. But since then, both teams have figured out a little bit. I think one of the big keys for both sides has been finding ways to attack and get to the rim. More importantly, finding ways to get to the free throw line. Now we had some kind of a different announcement going on right now inside the arena, but again, final minute of the halftime break winding down, and let's quickly remind you of the scoring splits for Salina South. 8 points for Jace Humphrey. He leads all scorers. 4 in this game out of Sawyer Walker, a pair for Andrew Harris, for Gavin DeVoe, and for Jackson Myers, and then 3 points for Brady Howard. Meanwhile, for Salina Central, they've been led by Cameron Jones with 7. 5 in this game for Sam Payne, 5 for Caden Snyder, 3 for Mason Nemechek, and a pair, both from the free throw line, for Des Gibson. See what kind of adjustments both teams make as both return to the floor. It's going to be the 10 starters back out there. Mason Nemechek, Des Gibson, Sam Payne, Brody Farthing, and Caden Snyder for Central. Jace Humphrey, Brady Howard, Jackson Myers, Gavin DeVoe, and Sawyer Walker back on the floor here for Salina South. 7:55 remaining here in quarter number 3 as we are just underway. South with the basketball, working on it here from left to right. And an early bucket knocked home by Gavin DeVoe. That'll give him 4 points. More importantly, it gives the Cougars the 23-21 or 23-22 lead. Central gets it back here to Caden Snyder. Back out on the wing into the hands of Cameron Jones. Big Euro step, tough take, no good. Rebound Humphrey. And here come the Cougars. This game has all been played within a matter of 6 points. Neither team has held a 3-possession lead. Here's a kick in the corner. Big three, rattles in and out, no good on Gavin DeVoe. And once again, here come the Mustangs. Chance here for Salina Central to make a little hay. They'll step out, wanting to slow the pace, wanting to play this in more of a half-court set. Getting it into the hands of Farthing, now a kick in the corner. This comes in once again to Caden Snyder. Snyder goes to work in the paint and drops it in for two. It's one thing I certainly expect to see more of here in the second half, and that's Caden Snyder on the block. With the way that South talked about a pregame, you would have thought that would have been really the biggest point of emphasis, as a three-pointer flies the other way, and that's Sawyer Walker with his first bucket of the night from the floor. 7 points for Sawyer Walker. Cameron Jones back on the basketball. Jones swings it around to Brody Farthing. Farthing now back to Nemechek in the corner. 26-24 the lead for the Cougars. Once again, there's Snyder, and I called it. They need to find ways to get him the ball inside, and that seemed to be really just not a point of emphasis at all in the first half. So far on back-to-back possessions, that's the way they've gone. 26-26, 5:55 remaining here in the third quarter. Cougars slowly but surely working through some offense. They will drift this back out. On the wing, it's a cut in for Humphrey. He lost it, it's on the floor, and we've got a whistle and out of bounds, as they will help each other up here, but it will stay with Salina South. Jackson Myers to throw this in, slip screen underneath, and a whistle and a foul going to be called here on Cameron Jones. Okay.
The second personal foul, two fouls in the leg. Tonight shooting three from Cougars. Gavin DeVoe.
First free throw is up and in. Second free throw, also good. Gavin DeVoe gets them both. And it's back to a 2-point lead for the Cougars. Jones walks the ball across the timeline. 5:35 remaining here, third quarter. Now on the outside, once again to Farthing. Snyder's been involved. They've fed him the ball for the last two possessions. He'll take a touch in the corner, goes to the smaller Sam Payne, kick it back out. Snyder, a three. Not this time, but a big foul there as, boy, Brady Howard gets stepped over, I believe, here by Farthing. Is that another tech? It is. That is another technical. This one on Brody Farthing. He's going to have to check out. Second technical on Central. I'm not sure that it was all intentional, but one way or another, Farthing stepped over Brady Howard after pushing him to the ground. So there's the foul there, and then the technical. And more technical free throws coming up here. Officials having a word right now with Billy Graff as to the nature of the technical. Again, second time that's happened. Guys kind of laughing and joking about it. Right now in the backcourt is still sorting something out here. I'm not sure what this argument or discussion or question is about. Now they're coming over and having a word with Justin Hooper. I think it's about how many free throws Sawyer Walker gets here. The answer to that question should be 2. Obviously not a high enough foul count for this to be more than 2. 3 fouls for the Mustangs. There we go, first free throw up and good for Sawyer Walker. 5 points from the line for Walker already in this game, and he gets them both. So it is now Salina South basketball following the technical. They've got the 4-point lead with 5:20 to go here in the third quarter. Christian Carter has checked in here for Salina Central. And Chase Humphrey will throw this into the backcourt. Jackson Myers will run the point. 5:15 to go, pass it underneath, little floater on the way, no good, comes back to Humphrey, who goes back up and drops it in the cup. And Mason Nemechek will now run the point. Final 5 minutes of quarter number 3, ball poked out of bounds. Brady Howard thought it was off of Sam Payne. Was in fact not the case. Ball comes back in. Caden Snyder has it blocked away hard by Gavin DeVoe. DeVoe quickly up the floor, back to Walker. Now to Howard. Kick pass, three-pointer on the way. Knocked home for Jackson Myers. It's a big bucket. And timeout called by Salina Central. They want to talk it over, and it will be a full timeout. So Central clearly not happy. The biggest run of the day for South. Consequently, this is the biggest lead of the night for either team. As all of a sudden, Salina South finds themselves up and up big. It's a 9-point advantage. 35-26 is our score. And got to be happy with the way things are going if you're Coach Hooper and company. They've spread the scoring out more evenly. Recently, Salina Central just has not been getting to the line. And again, that's where they made a good amount of their hay. 4 big points back in the first half, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you only get 21 points, it's about a quarter of your scoring right there. Referees having a discussion amongst themselves as well, perhaps about how they can best sort this game out. And with 4:34 left to go in the third quarter of play here, it will be an inbound into the hands of Cameron Jones. Jones swings it around to Carter, now back in the hands of Nemechek. Skip pass over the top. Cameron Jones recollects on the left wing. Has it again, playing a game of catch in between the circles. 4:15 left to go. Central trying to run through some offense here. Caden Snyder, after a couple of big buckets, has gone quiet. Here's a kick in the corner to Sam Payne. Just as I say that, there he is, Caden Snyder. Back to work, another bucket, his 5th of the night. And Snyder leads all scorers, save for Sawyer Walker. He's got 11 points. Jackson Myers on it now, running the point, back off to Brady Howard. And a whistle and a travel on Howard. Sub made here. Central will bring in Des Gibson. Mustangs trying to trim the lead back down after another make on the inside. Taking a lot of time to get the ball in here. It's not the first time this has happened. Just a full stoppage in play. You got Christian Carter over there waiting for the basketball. Finally, he'll be given it. And here we go. Cameron Jones brings the ball across the timeline. Christian Carter into the corner. Des Gibson wants to go down low. This is Snyder once again. Double teamed, will be fouled, and he'll head to the line for the first time in this game to shoot a pair. First free throw for Snyder is good. He's gotten his points every which way he can. Another coming here. Second is also Smooth as silk. 13 points tonight for Caden Snyder. Mason Nemechek will come out of the ball game. Sam Payne checking in for him. And Salina South trying to break the run here. It's back to a 5-point advantage for the Cougars. They will get this on the outside to Brady Howard. Now back to Jackson Myers. Myers, tough take on the inside. No good. Rebound Snyder. And here come the Mustangs. Right now, it is a 5-0 run for Central. Gambling on a steal leaves Snyder open for 3, and he bangs it home. Big triple for Caden Snyder, and it's back to a 2-point game. Sawyer Walker, who leads all Cougars, he's suddenly gone quiet, hasn't been able to get to the line quite as much. Here's a 3, looking for the answer, no good. Another board for Caden Snyder. Snyder has been all over the glass tonight. Goes inside, has it blocked away. Whistle and a foul going to be called on Gavin DeVoe. That will be his 3rd. Second team foul here on Salina South. Puts Snyder at the line. Another make from the stripe. Snyder stares down the rim. His next free throw is also good. And just continuing to add to his night. 18 points. Has to be approaching a double-double. I don't have the rebound totals in front of me, but would imagine he's got at least close to 10. Tie game just like that with the 2 made free throws, 35-35. It is a 9-0 run for Salina Central. That won't break it as it crawls out on Jackson Myers. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Snyder thought about a 3, turns it down. And there is the assist. Mason Nemechek has his 2nd make from downtown. It's a 12-0 Mustang run. Exactly what you want to see, Salina Central. If you're a fan of the maroon and white, they have pulled all the way back, and it's a full timeout. So with a full timeout, we'll take it as well. Back with more of our Game of the Week when we return, brought to you tonight by the Bennington State Bank.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
And with that, we are back here. Tyler Henry with the courtside, and it's a 12-0 run for the Central Mustangs. They've come back from the break. They trailed by 9. They now lead by 3. And with 2:03 to go, 3rd quarter, it's a 38-35 lead for the maroon and white. Salina South with the basketball, looking to make something of this, trying to trim this down. They will walk it across here with Jackson Myers. And it's poked out of bounds by Des Gibson. They've suddenly made it very hard for South to pass the ball around. They're jumping lanes right now. Not overly aggressive, not that they're going to concede anything if they miss, but doing a good job, and now they'll force a travel. It's another turnover on Salina South. They're falling apart at the seams right now. Central looking to extend the 12-0 run even further. And they'll do so with Snyder. He's already got 18, make it 20. Caden Snyder has been on another planet tonight. And he's got, again, 20 points, well above his 15.5-point average on the season. Small sample size, but still. Brady Howard out to Humphrey, curls around, kicks it away, 3-pointer. Walker, there's your answer. And it's a big one. Second made three of the day for Walker. Brings this back to a 2-point lead. Snyder wants to drive, shut down, kick out. Nemechek, another three. Offensive rebound, Des Gibson pops it back out as we are inside the final minute of this ball game. Nemechek underneath, there's the jumper, no good again. Another offensive rebound, a foul, and more free throws coming for Christian Carter. Still looking for his first points of the year. Again, only a 2-game sample size so far, but you'd love to see the junior pick up his first points. As Grayson Jones, like a couple players in the women's game, tries to check in here at the radio booth. You can't do that. I'd love to check people in, I just don't have the authority. Bad missed free throw there for Carter. Each side will make a sub here. Gavin DeVoe, the sophomore, is in for South. And we got somebody new about to get their first minutes of the season for Salina Central. Standing at the scorers table is Kason Burt. In the meantime, South is on it. Final 30 seconds of the quarter. Dump it off down low into the hands of Humphrey. Humphrey has nowhere to go. Kicks it out. Three-pointer, Walker. It's another for Sawyer Walker. He has caught fire here. 18 points tonight for Walker. Central looking for an answer. Down by one. Final 8 seconds. Now down to 7. Into the hands of Nemechek. Nemechek steps in. It's an and one. Count the bucket and the foul. Mason Nemechek. 2 threes, and now a chance for the 3-point play. And again, coming in for the first time all season here is Kason Burt. Three-point play is completed. Nemechek knocks home the free throw. And final 2 seconds, down to 1. Baseball pass, baseline jumper rolls out. Good look there for Jackson Myers, but it's not to be. And that brings us to the end of quarter number 3. 43-41, the advantage for the Salina Central Mustangs. Back with more when we return on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week.
The winter season may be here, but paintball fun is still waiting for you at Elite Sports. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, located 5 miles south of Salina, is open for special winter hours. Get the group together and visit Elite Sports on Saturdays and Sundays this winter from 11 until 4. Elite Sports features low-impact paintballs for the beginners or little ones, so everyone can have more fun. Visit them online at salinapaintballcomplex.com. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, open and waiting for you this weekend.
The Ram Black Friday sales event is your chance to save big all month long. Hi, this is Dane at Marshall Motors in Salina. Get 10% off MSRP on 23 Ram 1500 models. That's a discount of up to $13,000 off. On the heavier side, get up to $15,000 off a 23 Ram 2500. Shop everything Ram and find your new truck at the Black Friday sales event at Marshall Motors in Salina and online at marshallmotor.com.
This is Eagle Radio Basketball Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Well, 3 quarters are in the books. To the 4th we go, and it's currently a 2-point lead for Salina Central. Again, neutral site, only one meeting between these two teams, at least on the official schedule. Always odd for a big crosstown rivalry like this to only have one official game, but it makes it all the more important. And it's been a fun back-and-forth battle so far. Really started off slow, but since then, the offense has picked up, and it's picked up considerably. Des Gibson, Nemechek blocked in the corner. Jackson Myers getting up for the block, only 5'10", but able to shut down the 3 ball. And it's Central to inbound here. Gibson gets it in once again. Nemechek on the right wing. Nemechek dumps this off down low. And more free throws coming for Caden Snyder. Snyder had only 5 points at the end of the half. He's got 20 now. Sawyer Walker on the other side had 4 points at the half. He's got 18. Snyder's first free throw here is good. He remains perfect on the day. 5 for 5, a chance to go 6 for 6 here. And he gets them both. 22 points for Caden Snyder. Back to a 4-point Salina Central lead. He's got almost half the total offense. Here's Jace Humphrey underneath, and a foul is called. That's going to be the first on Sam Payne. So a baseline inbound here for the Cougars. They will throw this in with Jackson Myers. Myers running out of time, finally just chucks it up and finds Walker. Walker's been white hot from deep. 3 made 3-pointers in this game. Skip pass over the top into the hands of DeVoe. Now back once again to Myers. High skip pass finds Walker in the corner. Another triple, his 4th of the night. This kid cannot seem to miss, and he's got 21 points, eager to continue going at it with Caden Snyder. Makes it a 1-point ball game. Farthing, who picked up the tech, is back in the ball game. A lot of contact here, no whistle. Kick out, pump fake, Gibson, and it's lost, and Myers is going to bring it back down the floor in transition. Tries to shovel it off. Somehow it comes down in the hands of Gibson. No idea how that finds Des Gibson. Here's a handoff to Farthing and an easy layup for Brody Farthing. Gonna give Central that 3-point lead right back. 6:30 to go in the ball game. Ball in the hands here of Jackson Myers at the edge of the big Coyote logo at center court. Got a neutral site here for this rivalry matchup. Sawyer Walker out deep, throws it away. Boy, that is tough. Sub to be made here will be Cameron Jones coming in for Salina Central. He will replace Sam Payne. 6:15 remaining in the ball game. And Salina Central looking to extend their lead. Official having a laugh with somebody courtside here. Farthing has a touch here on the left wing, now into the corner. Back into the waiting hands again of Des Gibson. Gibson curls back out, finds Nemechek in between the circles. Now back once again to Gibson. Here's a jumper, and Caden Snyder cannot miss. 24 points for the big fella. He leads all scorers. All 6'5" of him has come to play tonight. Nemechek guarding Myers, shovels it out into the hands of Walker, suddenly getting a lot more attention on the outside. He's guarded closely, almost throws it away again. Does find Brady Howard. Howard shovels it out into the corner. Now a penetration drive, shot no good, rebound hauled in. Up the floor to Farthing. Farthing, Euro step, blocked away, and South has it. They will throw it up to Walker. Sawyer Walker wanted it in transition, gets it out, now back into the hands of Humphrey. A 3! Not this time, and the rebound taken in by Nemechek. Suddenly a track meet's broken out here. This is the most speed we've seen by either team out in transition as Caden Snyder will take it on the right wing. Snyder goes in between his legs, inside the paint, shot up, no good, but he is fouled by Sawyer Walker. That foul on Walker will be his 3rd, and it's 2 more free throws for Snyder, who is 6 for 6 from the stripe. And I think Snyder asking for a sub here, and will get it in the form of Christian Carter. He has got to be absolutely gassed. He's been on the floor really the entire 4th quarter here. Sam Payne returns. He'll replace Mason Nemechek. Nemechek with a couple of big 3-pointers in this game. 2nd free throw is good. And there it is. Snyder comes out. Carter comes in. And it's a 7-point Mustang lead. Final 5 minutes of the ball game here. Snyder and all 28 of his points, or all 30 of his points off the floor. It's a steal here by Des Gibson up the floor and lays it in. Count the bucket and the foul. If you're Salina Central, that is just what the doctor ordered. You pull your best player and you immediately get a steal and score in transition and a chance to complete the three-point play for Des Gibson here. And coverage of our game tonight brought to you by Elite Sports Paintball Complex, APAC Shears, and Bennington State Bank. Timeout called. Salina South wants to talk it over. Also brought to you by Salina Septic Service, Commercial Tire Center. And as always, this is the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. We've got a full timeout. We'll take it as well. Back with more when we return. You're listening and watching here on the Salina Post.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Welcome back in here on the Salina Post Game of the Week, brought to you by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Coverage of tonight's Mayor's Cup matchup is presented by the Bennington State Bank, and an and one free throw still to be tried here for Des Gibson, who got the steal, brought it all the way up the floor. And yep, had to get Salina South out on the floor. Long conversation being had in their huddle. Chance to make this a 10-point game for Des Gibson inside the final 5 minutes. That timeout also buys some time for Caden Snyder, who will check in at the next opportunity here, but the missed free throw means we play on for now. Jackson Myers speeding up the floor, lost his handle, gets it right back. Has it on the wing, out to Howard on the left side. 4:31 remaining in the ball game. Now they will swing this back across to Myers. Corner three. That's good for Sawyer Walker. This kid is something else. He has 5 made threes and 24 points in this game. Central runs through offense once again. It's back to a 2-possession game. Gibson goes up hard, comes down, and then helps Myers to his feet. More free throws coming here for Des Gibson. The foul on Myers. And a chance here for Caden Snyder to check back in after one of these free throws. First is on the way and good. See who Snyder comes in and gets. He will get Christian Carter. 5 points tonight for Sam Payne. Chance to make it 6. And will do so. Sam Payne comes out, Nemechek comes in, and we play on. Final 4 minutes, ball on the deck, still being fought for, comes up into the hands of Farthing. Farthing trying to look out from behind, goes up and lays it in, and Brody Farthing extends the Mustang lead back to 10. Couple more stops and Central can start to put this one on ice. Still a lot of basketball left to be played though. Walker, another three. Sawyer Walker's got 6 3-pointers tonight. Make it 27 points. Bullying his way on the other side is a still very tired Caden Snyder. Back up the floor, Myers fires this out into the band. Oh boy. Could have been a big play in transition. Instead, it remains a 7-point Mustang lead, and they'll take over once again on the basketball. Nemechek gets it in here to Des Gibson. Full court press applied here by the Cougars for the first time tonight. Gibson on a drive, puts up a teardrop, no good. Ball tipped out of bounds, last touched by Farthing. Sam Payne will return to the floor here for Salina Central. South throws this in to Jackson Myers. Final 3 minutes of a 7-point ball game. His team trailing. Cougars looking for something. Another three. There's no way, right? There's no way. This place would have gone absolutely crazy if Sawyer Walker had knocked down another. His last 5 makes, all in the second half, all from deep. Back the other way here, maybe content to run some clock. Instead, it's stolen away, though, and back up the floor comes Brady Howard. His shot, though, too strong. Farthing's got the rebound. Still a 7-point lead for Central. No reason to rush here. They can take some time and run some clock. It's a corner trap. Instead, they go out to Cameron Jones. Another pass. A three-pointer is good for Caden Snyder. My, oh my, Caden Snyder's got 29 points. And it's back to a 10-point Central lead. Big old Euro step in the lane. Shot will fall for Jackson Myers. Back to an 8-point game, and a blocking foul going to be called here on Salina South. Goes on Gavin DeVoe for DeVoe. Oh, that's his 5th. Gavin DeVoe has fouled out of this game. 6 points tonight for DeVoe. That will do it for the sophomore. Free throws here for Cameron Jones, and he sinks the first. Jones has put together a nice little night here, 7 points for him. Now 8 with the made free throw. These, though, his first points of the second half, and got a lane violation. I believe we got a lane violation on Salina Central. Much to the chagrin of Billy Graff, who's got to be careful. His team's already got 2 technicals in this game. They could ill afford a third. Ball comes in to Dakari Small. Final 2 minutes, 9-point game. Kick out to Walker. He's the one to keep an eye on. Misses this, gets his own miss, kicks it back out. Humphrey for 3. Rims around, no good. Rebound Walker. Put back is good. Count the bucket and the foul. And Sawyer Walker simply will not be denied. He's got 29 points. If he makes the free throw, he beats Caden Snyder to 30. Kid is playing out of his mind right now. Free throw up and in. And there you have it. 30 points for Sawyer Walker. Came into this game averaging just 7 through the first couple of games. Final minute 40, Central clinging to a 6-point lead. And a timeout called here. It'll be a full timeout by Salina Central. We'll take it as well. Back with more on the other side. Central leads 61-55 here on the Salina Post Game of the Week.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialist will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Welcome back in here on the Salina Post Game of the Week. Tyler Henry alongside you courtside. Salina Central is in the driver's seat, but they are clinging just a bit to a small lead. Boy, Billy Graff having some fun with one of our officials here. It's been a hotly contested ball game, as one might expect in such a storied rivalry, and a quick foul is going to be called here on Jackson Meyer, and that's his fifth. So all of a sudden, Meyer's night is done too. He becomes the second player to foul out, and let's think about this for just a moment. Gavin DeVoe and Jackson Myers have both fouled out. Layson Sajdak out with a broken collarbone. Quavon Peruker out with a broken hand. So right now, there are 7 players that we know of available for Salina South, and somebody new's coming in to get their first minutes of the season. At the line, Mason Nemechek. A minute 30 to go, looking to extend the lead. His first free throw is no good. Saw guys thinking about going into the lane there, and that's something new everybody has to adjust to. Everybody accustomed to the 1-and-1 rule that has since been removed from high school basketball, at least in the state of Kansas. Nemechek's second free throw is good. And with a minute 31 to go, Nemechek's got 10, and the Mustangs have a 7-point lead. Here comes Jace Humphrey up the floor for Salina South. Again, both of these teams looking for their first win. Boy, Humphrey sliding on the floor, no travel called. Hands it off, it's swatted away. Thought that might have been a travel, but either way, it remains Salina South basketball. They will get ready to throw this in from the sideline. Lob it up, trying to get that to Humphrey. It finds the band again. The band's been busy today, but to be fair, that's what happens when you set up on the baseline. With how close to the baseline they are, they're fortunate nobody's gone bowling into them yet. 1:16 left to go. Gotta find a way to get this in. They do so to Brady Howard. Time's a wasting though on Salina South. 1:10 left to go. Sidestep dribble. Dakari Small tries to throw it underneath, and it's Central basketball. So Mason Nemechek returns to the ball game. He replaces Sam Payne. Andrew Harris comes in here for the Cougars. He replaces Jace Humphrey, and that indicates to me that either they're trying to protect Humphrey or they may have just been starting to wave the white flag here with a minute to go. Actually, I think just some instruction being given. Either way, here is a drive on the other end, and free throws coming for Cameron Jones. Jones a little slow to get up. The foul there goes against Andrew Harris. So that works out. They check in Harris. He picks up the foul. 3 fouls in this game on Dakari Small, all of them in the first half. And free throws coming. First on the way. It's good. Another free throw coming soon. Second on the way. Also good. So Cameron Jones gets them both. We have entered the final minute of this ball game. And here come the Cougars. Trying to make something happen. Last ditch effort here. Dakari Small, his team down by 9. Wide hook shot. And all you can do is tip your cap on that. Central gets it into Caden Snyder, picked up by Howard. Looking to bring this ball across, running like a point guard, gets tripped from behind. That is going against, let's see who they call it on. It's going to be on Brady Howard, his third personal, and free throws coming here for Caden Snyder. First free throw is up and in. And there is point number 30 for Caden Snyder tonight. Nasty. MVP chance. Breakout from the Central student section. Second free throw is missed. So a chance here for South to bring it back across in a game that is all but sorted. 65-57. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Ball tipped out. Snyder in the fight for it. Walker came up with it, and then it was tipped out of bounds there. So all things considered, not the worst result for Salina South, as they at the very least keep the basketball, but they still trail by 8. They will dump this into Howard. Tries to go down low. It's stolen away by Des Gibson. And now Central just kind of playing around with it. They'll get it across to Farthing. See if South bothers to foul, and they will. Brady Howard will pick up his 4th. And a 30-second timeout is called as the I Believe That We Will Win chants starting to break out from the Salina Central student section. And it looks like it will, in fact, be a split for the two teams here. Salina Central, though, is going to cruise South. Like I said, they had won the recency in this series. They won 4 of the last 5, but last year Central got their first win in a couple of years. And it looks like on the boys' side, they are going to keep the good times rolling and continue to hold the bragging rights here in Salina. And some great basketball here tonight on our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, brought to you by the Bennington State Bank. Ball comes in here to Snyder. He's picked up by Humphrey. Under 10 to go. South not going to foul as they hand off to Des Gibson. And that will bring us to the final buzzer. Salina Central comes up with the win. They do so 65-57. Back to wrap it up on the other side of the break. It's a big win for the Mustangs, and you caught it right here on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
It's the holidays, the most glorious time of the year. Friends and family coming to your home to celebrate with dinner, drinks, and that terrible, horrendous smell. What is that? That is your septic system backing up into your home and making your holiday stink. If you haven't had your septic system pumped out and cleaned in the last 3 years, you're asking for trouble. Call Salina Septic Service today, and we will make sure your holiday is jolly and bright. Salina Septic Service, wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas and worry-free holiday season.
It's the holiday season, and that means holiday gifts for you from Salina Medical Aesthetics. Now through the end of the year, purchase 1 syringe of filler and get 10 units of Botox as your holiday gift. Cruise into winter with the SME Brighten and Tighten Laser Package. 4 dye VL and 4 clear lift treatments for face and neck. Just $2,500. Botox is also 10% off. Treat yourself or those you love with specials and gift cards from Salina Medical Aesthetics. See more online with social media and salinamedesthetics.org.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
This is Eagle Radio Basketball Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
And with that, we are back here to put the finishing touches on this one. Again, our doubleheader officially in the books. On the girls' side, a 51-46 win for Salina South. They get their first win over Central in 6 attempts, but a good one for the Cougars, and they do so behind a very strong shooting night from Peyton Fritz. who finishes her night with 29 points on the girls' side. Meanwhile, for the boys' team, it is a victory for the Salina Central Mustangs, 65-57. Again, South had won 4 in a row. Now it is Salina Central that holds the winning streak. They have won each of the last 2. Before we go, a couple of things to wrap up here. Our player of the game, and that, of course, in this one, it's got to go to Caden Snyder, but I'm going to make it a co-player of the game situation. Snyder and Walker trading blows back and forth, one on the inside, one on the outside. Both of them finished tonight with 30. Count them, 30 points for their respective teams in a fun back and forth battle. But the Battle of Salina is in the books. It's a split between the boys team and the girls team, and we will walk it out one final time. But before we go, for Tyler Henry courtside, for Olivia Bergmeyer on camera, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. This has been another installment of the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. And tonight it was brought to you by our good friends at the Bennington State Bank.
This has been a presentation of Eagle Radio Basketball Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.